Hello everybody. Hello my Cybies. How is everyone today? I have fixed everything! Once again. So, no more choppiness like I was having on Thursday. Hooray! Speaking of Thursdays, we have Distracto-Vision up. Not yet, not yet. Hello! Hello everyone. Hello, it's Lorching time. It's been a while since we lorched. Is everyone excited to lorch today? That's what I thought, Hell yeah. How is everyone tonight? Or today, or whatever the fuck it is.
Some last name sent a super chat. What's this? Lily going to shit on indie cartoons? It's like she hates creativity or something, so in other words the sky is blue.
And hates female creators, of course. But, also, she does give it a good score, but of course, she's Lily. She can't do anything without being hateful and miserable, obviously.
At Aria_days9926 sent a super chat. I wish I could stay, but I'm stuck at work. After seeing the video myself, you're in for a treat.
Oh dear
and by
God.
Treat, I mean a bad time. I can't wait to see your reactions in the VOD.
We do have the bad time music on now, don't we? Yes. Yeah, some people told me it was boring, some people told me it was, like, crazy. I don't know.
Sent a super chat. Lily calls you racist in the Villamau.
Of course, because she's always projecting. We know what you said about Tyler, the Creator, Lily. Oh, when people are talking about the Has-Been episode, don't worry. Tomorrow, we will do it Thursday again, so tomorrow we'll have our Has-Been discussion. So, I won't be spoiling anything. I did watch the episodes, though. I watched them both today already. So, I'm gonna have to rewatch them for the stream tomorrow, because I was only half paying attention. But lots of interesting revelations, yes, in the new Has-Been episodes, indeed. Kaiser has sent me a few things. I suppose we should start with the Wani Dub, as is customary. Let me just, This is one of your comics, huh, Kaiser? I could tell by the style. Alright, so Kaiser, who just gets free advertising because we've known each other on and off online for the last, like, 20 fucking years. Let me bring up Distracto
At
Tron.
Mr. Boss Baby 6969 sent a super chat. Katie Killjoy is top 4 best fictional homophobe.
I love the background line she had where it's just like, I'm not homophobic, I just hate gay people.
At Hero_Culture sent a super chat. I see Lily hasn't learned to shut her yap yet. Time for Sai to farm her for revenue, my favorite pastime.
Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Of course, part of it's for revenue, but thank you for your super chats, by the way. You get to literally throw in your own 2 cents. Isn't that nice? But, what was I gonna even fucking say? Yeah, well, Lily said she wasn't gonna talk about Knights of Guinevere, because, it's just some more mystery-mongering, anime-inspired bullshit, and then she did. It's like she keeps saying she's not gonna talk about something, and then she talks about something, like, way past the time it would be algorithmically, expedient for her, so is she trying to kill her channel? Or is she just dumb? I mean, every time I think Lily can't possibly be as dumb as she's acting, she proves that she is. Anyway, so let me pause my music real quick so we can do a Wani Dub for Kaiser, as is customary. If you don't know why the fuck I'm doing these ever, go check out my I Wani Hug That Gator playthrough. It's a game Kaiser gave me that I expected to just do a first impressions on, and then we end up playing the whole thing because it was so funny and cute.
At Yuri the Chaos Lord sent a super chat. Thanks for being my background noise while I study.
Well, you're welcome. I'm always honored to be your background noise. I don't know how you can study to somebody yapping, but different strokes for different folks.
Sent a super chat. To prepare for this train wreck, I brought soup.
Yes, everyone.
Emoji.
Everyone eat your soup for this one. Lily would appreciate it.
208 Get a Life sent a super chat. Lord Good YouTube challenge. Difficulty impossible.
I know. I'm always giving my ops advice on how to be better YouTubers. It's like I can't help myself. It offends me even more that they're bad at YouTube than anything else they say. Okay. Anyway, here we go. I'm gonna pause the super chats.
Where are they?
What's wrong, Liv?
I can't find my contacts.
You wear contacts?
Ah! I've never revealed to you my deepest, darkest, most embarrassing secret. I can't let you see me wearing them.
Aw, come on, Liv. I have to wear sunglasses for my photophobia. It's not like I don't understand.
Okay, but promise not to laugh.
I have some bad news, Olivia. That's how Inko laughs, you see, yeah. Or maybe he'd laugh like Titus. Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! There you go. That's good, guys.
At Cutie Appleby123 sent a super chat. In anticipation for the stream, have some money. Preparing to lork.
Yes, Lorching time. It's Lorching time. I'm getting a fat paycheck this month.
At Mr. DeBossBaby6969 sent a super chat. I actually ate tomato soup before this stream.
Nice, nice.
Bylonic sent a super chat. Oh, she def wasn't interested you till someone screamed transphobia.
And then she went hardcore against that? I don't know, it's really weird. Oh, who says I can't do the Mandark laugh? Ha 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 ha. Yes, indeed. Anyway, so Kaiser also drew me some other art. So we haven't lorched in a while. I have to get back into shape, guys. With Lily's return, I need to get back into shape. Artist style. Clackety, 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 clackety. And then I'm lifting Robin packets, yeah. And then I got a rock on my back to make my posture even worse. And then I'm chasing the chicken that doesn't exist. And I'm ready to crush Lily. It's Lorching time! Da-da-da! 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 Anyway. Was there anything else I had here? And then Kaiser sent me this for today's stream. How do you do, fellow chat? Except I'm like the one person who doesn't lie about my age, and everyone shits on me for it. So that was our introduction. In the eye of the Lord. Eye of the Lord, something about. I don't know, I have the tiger.
Sam Briggs sent a super chat. Will her owl house hiss cloud her opinion of this pilot?
Probably.
Hope she doesn't touch Digital Circus next.
Oh god, can you imagine? Like, she also said she wasn't gonna talk about that, but...
Paco601 sent a super chat. Oh boy, a sci stream just in time for my work break.
Yay! Yeah, we'll start the video soon. I have a few other items of interest here, and I have the actual Knights of Guinevere episode in another tab right here, ready to go to contradict her, because you know she's gonna get things wrong. Even though she gave it an A-. You know she's gonna fucking get it wrong. And then I guess I'll be coloring. I was hoping to be a little further along in these pages, but yeah, all of you who predicted that, that Spinel was gonna explode, well, you were correct. She exploded.
At Chipmanly1 sent a super chat. Lork stream tax. I've been looking forward to this.
Oh, I know a lot of you have. It seemed a little rude to, like, do it on the day it came out, though. We let her get a bit of a head start. She has 9.5k views on a hot topic. That's... At her big 134k subscribers. That's really bad. So guys, who wants to bet that this live stream is going to ratio her video again? Who wants to take bets on that? So, here we go. We should just start the video, I guess, while I guess I'll be shading. Let's start shading Amethyst. Why not? Actually, I still need to color in Spinel's gem. I'll work on whatever parts I fucking feel like. Alright, here we go, guys. Oh, we got one more super chat. Fine.
At Tyler Preston 699 sent a super
two more,
chat.
actually.
I've
Jesus.
seen Lorch's video ahead, and I have notes. I'll share 2 of them. 1, Steven Universe mention, because of course. 2, calls it FNAP meets Disney. At Batmanus15 sent a super chat. Jeez, imagine Lork governing smiling friends.
That would be pretty funny, too. Also, Lily, FNAF meets Disney as Epic Mickey, for fuck's sake.
I'd sent a super chat. Lork tax.
Thank you.
Hello from work, smile.
Hello, and hello 4 in the morning. Thank you for following over at Twitch, which I have working again. I should be live on Kick now, too. I thought my issues that I was having using the multi-streaming thing for stream elements was something else, but it turned out I needed to redo my stream key on OBS, so now we're all good, But yeah, stream elements, I've been up and down with them, but they're still pretty... And don't forget, you can throw tomatoes from Twitch, so that's the fun of being over there.
Ashikaru9624 sent a super chat. Guy Fawkes night tax.
Oh, I turned off the music, so that's not obvious. Sorry, let me put the music away, because we're going to start the video anyway. So...
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. FNAF meets Disney implies Gwen is the main antagonist.
Yeah, like, from the teasers, I thought Gwen maybe would be, or like an AI Gwen program that can connect to all the bots maybe would be, but I guess we'll see. Obviously, though, the main busted up Gwen bot is not a bad guy. She's an abuse victim. So, yeah, we know how Lily feels about abuse victims being evil, so she probably won't go that way.
Tango Dynamite sent a super chat. So when are you gonna make or do a Lily bingo card? It would be great during these kinds of
I know,
reacts.
I never do that, do I? I never do, and we're probably not gonna do it now because I don't have time to go find something.
At
Obviously, I'll take a shot.
Pyro7693 sent a super chat. X-Lork subscriber tax. Red and tier. Sigh.
Yes. Like I said, it's been a while since we've done a good Lorching.
At Just Tag Ghost and the Sea sent a super chat. Cog is a leader Battle Angel meets Disney, not FNAF.
A little bit, actually. Yeah, a little bit I can see, like, especially the manga, actually. Anyway, okay. Now we're actually gonna start this time. I will be holding super chats until a good stopping point. Because I know they annoy people when they go off constantly. What does this skip to? Like, opener. Okay. Let's just start. It looks like I'm gonna have to pause like 5 seconds in anyway.
What do you want, Pixie? Knights of Guinevere's pilot? Hey, see.
Okay, she has like a little girlish scream here at the beginning, which was a little funny. But like, why don't you use Phoenix anymore? What happened to her? Did she just get excommunicated?
Hey, CD. What do you want, Pixie? Knights of Guinevere's pilot just came out. Like, have you seen it? Yes.
Just came out like 2 months ago.
So, where's the video? It's at the bottom of the list. I'm currently very busy working on videos nobody but...
Yeah, videos that nobody but you are interested in, which is what you've been doing lately. So she is trying to say, I draw her milfy. She's been trying to say this for a while when I drew her Sona with like normal human proportions. One of them is the Lily. The Lily, which I made for my thumbnail specifically on her siblings video. In fact, let me go find that file real quick so I can show you guys once and for all. We'll put it on Distractotron. Let me find... It's somewhere in my fucking documents. I didn't even, like, bother putting it in a real folder. Where is it? Unless it is in my YouTube folder. You guys are just gonna have to wait for me to fuck around now, of course. This is one of the things I should have had prepared. And then I didn't. So did I put it in here? Did I just put it in my art files? What the fuck is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So... that, picture of Lily that's, in the style of fucking... the incest game, it's just a sprite edit. It is just a sprite edit. She kept trying to say, ow, she made the boobs bigger! No, it's just a sprite edit. I barely changed anything. Yeah, and you're using Taffer's art, your racist friend who doesn't talk to you anymore, you're using her art. So, she keeps trying to say I, like, was drawing her sexy when it's just a sprite edit of the Lele. Because she had her wife draw her sister as the Lele, and that was the rebuttal I was making. Because if you recall, I did a video. Let me go to my channel. I did a stream on her creepy video about siblings, like, a while ago. Jesus Christ, where is it? It's way the fuck down here somewhere. Right here. So I made it specifically for that, where I have Sai-chan dressed as Chris Hansen. Doing the meme. Damn it, where'd it go? I wanted to zoom in on my beautiful art. There we go. So yeah, I specifically made it for that thumbnail, and just released the ping for people, and she took it and changed the mismatched foundation, and made it a sticker in her Discord server. Yeah, it's a pretty popular stream, 174k views. Really, you need to cut this one down. I kind of wanted my brother to cut it down, but he keeps getting busy with other work. So maybe it's about time I do it, or I let Silights do it, or somebody. I don't know. It's getting to the end of the year where I don't want to do anything, so maybe we'll think about hiring editors next year. But, so she keeps trying to say I draw her milfy, because I was drawing her persona with normal human proportions. There's that one. There's that one, which she never talks about. I was trying to make her look more like a Karen in that one. And there's that one, which she never uses that one, surprisingly. And then this one where she's supposed to be Nanami Revolutionary Girl Utena, because she said Nanami was her favorite character, and Nanami is the biggest dumbass in the entire series. That was the joke. I'm also Baby Anthi. That's who I'm cosplaying as. So, yeah, So nowadays, I took Lily's constructive criticism. You know, because I said, you know what, it bothers her. It bothers her when I draw her that way. So I'll draw her more accurate to her persona. See, I started drawing her as this little bean thing. So, yet she still tries the milfy comments. I corrected the issue you had, Lily. I now draw you more accurately to your on-screen persona. I figured you'd be appreciative of that. Even on this thumbnail for this stream right now, I'm drawing you as your little bean person. So, Lily, I hope you can see this as a bit of an olive branch to you know, taking constructive criticism from you, from the way you complain about me drawing you. So, I hope you appreciate it, Lily. Anyway. Oh, no! I hit the number 4 button and it skipped me ahead. I'm still working on my little ghetto stream deck I've made out of my numpad over here. Anyway, let's go back and listen to her little preamble.
I'm currently very busy working on videos nobody but me wants to watch. Do you just hate engagement, CD? Look, people scream at me when I talk about animation. Nobody ever screamed at me for talking about charm studies.
Why did you have Pixie sniffing your hair? That was weird. Also, yeah, people yelled at you when you talk about animation because you always talk about it wrong. And you don't know what you're talking about ever, and you don't know how the industry works. That is why. Anyway, she had her weird little character sniffing her hair. That was, uncomfortable. Let's see if she's gonna say or do anything else disgusting.
Expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slums, provided at generous prices. Your worth is determined by your sacrifices.
Alright, fine. So, it's no surprise that I fell off the Owl House pretty damn hard toward the end. I felt that the series, previously very sharply written and excellently...
Yeah, even though there's 2 other creators of Knights of Guinevere, you're just gonna have to talk about Owl House because you can't fucking help yourself.
Ended up dragging its feet toward the end, trying to tie up plot threads that never really needed to be tied up, while at the same time being completely averse to using Act 1 and 2 of any episode for anything useful or interesting. And I'll be honest, I was taking out my frustration with so many series doing that on the Owl House that I ended up being harsher to it than I probably should have. I even stopped doing regular animation videos and switched to doing whatever the hell.
Yeah, like, your regular animation video, Undone Meshi, which got you completely bodied because you really underestimated how popular it is with even normies. And then you talked about your favorite pedophile on itch.io making her creepy lolly games. And, you still don't understand that your video on the Lele was really popular because you talked about it when it was a hot topic. And then your Dragon Age retrospective you did just to try to get at me because you heard it was one of my favorite things. It pretty much started the tanking of your channel numbers, your whole Dragon Age thing. I mean, Dragon Age is a pretty niche topic still.
I decided to start watching shows and playing games I otherwise would have completely turned away from. Sometimes it turned up something that made me go, wow, that was really good. Why'd I not try this sooner? And other times it made me go, well...
So, your lolly anime and your lolly, game. Basically. Because if you don't know, A Place Further Than the Universe is a cute girls doing cute things type series. There's nothing overtly sexual in it, but the whole appeal of it is to put cute, innocent, bubbly, pure high school girls, and they emphasize over and over and over again that they are high school girls in the show. And you see them next to, like, well, ship porn. Like, very highly technical, accurate images of ice-breaking ships going to Antarctica. These shows are aimed at grown men. The appeal is the autistically detailed technical stuff like guns and tanks and boats, next to cute, nubile, innocent, pure high school girls being innocent, dumb, pure, brainless high school girls. So, whereas A Place Further in the Universe is not overtly sexual, every other thing this writer and director have worked on is lolicon. They worked on the one where the whole premise is a guy playing a video game with, like, his 11-year-old sister or cousin who's sexualized all the time. What is it? No Game, No Life? That one? Yeah, so that's the DNA of that. And then Syrup in the Ultimate Suite is about a little girl candy golem who is born, and the first thing she starts saying is, "Eat me, put me in your mouth." And you see her naked when she is created, and she clearly has the body of a child. And the creator of Syrup in the Ultimate Suite, Nom Nom Nami, is a pedophile who has admitted to, in her 20s, grooming a 14-year-old into a romantic relationship where she slept in that 14-year-old's bed and made out with them while lying to the 14-year-old's parents that she was a teenager too, there for a sleepover. So there's the context for those two things Lily is praising right now.
Go, well, at least it was interesting to write about.
How was Delicious and Dungeon interesting to write about for you? You didn't even watch it. You didn't even talk about Senshi, the central character. You didn't even remember Chilchuck's name. And you couldn't even be bothered to look it up. And then you made a second video that spoils the ending of the manga to get back at the people who told you your first video was shit, because it was! I need to cut that one down soon. It's been like a year.
Then, with fresh eyes and new perspective, I glanced back just in time to see that Knights of Guinevere had a teaser trailer that made me go, ooh, because it was doing some kind of weird psychological horror shit. And then the second trailer came out, and I went, ow, because it turned out to be Five Nights at Freddy's meets Disney World. Knights of Guinevere is a...
You're a fucking retard, Lily. There is nothing about this that is like Five Nights at Freddy's. What, because she's a robot? She's a robot and the mascot of an entertainment empire? That's not... Five Nights at Freddy's did not invent robotic mascots. And like I said earlier, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's meets Disney would be Epic Mickey, okay? For God's sakes. I think I'll take supers after the end of the plot recap if we ever get there.
Knights at Freddy's meets Disney World. Knights of Guinevere is a new animated show from Dana Terrace that comes with a fresh new 14A
Dana Terrace and two other people whose names I forget, but still, it's not just her.
Rating to incorporate all that body horror art that Terrace always liked to draw in between getting bounced across a racquetball court by Disney executives. The series takes place in a dystopian cyberpunk future ruled by a thinly veiled mirror for the Disney Corporation called Park Planet. So it's like Glitch Game.
Well, okay, we don't know exactly how much power Park Planet has. Is it just this single planet? Do they own multiple planets? Is it normal to have a corporation that basically has an entire planet as a company town? We don't know yet, so you probably shouldn't make statements like that.
Gave Dana a budget to work through some frustrations. The work has been taken over by an elaborate mascot theme park with the face of it being Princess Guinevere, an android who is shown in the prologue immediately trying to escape from a small child who is leading it around on its own organs like a leash. The park actually uses a lot of these androids to serve as the mascot, like all the Disneyland actors got outsourced to ChatGPT. It's in doing this that one of them meets two girls named Frankie and Andrea, who fixes a broken finger for her, which it...
One of them. So Lily has not realized that the Gwenbot that Andy and Frankie meet is the one that escaped from Olivia Park. She doesn't realize it's the same one, does she? She just said, oh, we see one of the robots being tortured by a little girl, and then one of them meets these other two little girls. Lily, it's the same robot. That couldn't be more clear, especially since the one they meet later is missing the finger that Frankie fixed. And clearly Olivia's idea of fixing Gwen is to rip her apart, so an actual repair might have pissed her off. Like, the show gives you everything.
Adventure Fantasy World is like the ceiling of a blood pact. Cut to years later, and the two of them are living in a rundown shanty, like the ceiling, who fixes a broken finger for her, which in Adventure Fantasy World is like the ceiling of a blood pact. Cut to years...
Well, Lily, it's because she's been nothing but abused her entire life, and then somebody, like, actually helped her for real for the first time ever. Usually you're into characters like that, aren't you?
Years later, and the two of them are living in a rundown shanty in a sexless gay marriage when Frankie finds the same android abandoned in a garbage pile with that creepy girl, now an elderly old woman, panicking that her real doll escaped again. She's in very bad shape, and her boss wants to sell her because she's really valuable for scrap. But Frankie thinks that maybe this is her chance to get a foot in the door of corporate cocksucking, and so steals her with the intent to repair her. On the way, they get harassed by a giant—
way to insult Frankie, like... And the reason she wants to work in engineering. One, she knows a lot about it. We see that. She might even be better at it than Andy. Two, in her mind, people like Andy are creating experiences like the one they had with the Gwenbot as a kid. So in her mind, you're basically making magic for other people if you're an engineer. To reduce that to corporate cocksucking from the biggest corporate cocksucker out there, you. The one who's always saying, like, oh, Dana Terrace and Rebecca Sugar should have been held back by the companies, so they wouldn't make these terrible decisions as they were struggling to put in gay content around the companies. Yeah, okay.
Giant sword-wielding sentinel robot that takes the silver medal for the world's least intimidating monster.
Fucking ridiculous. I'm going to say retarded, but say ridiculous, because this is so ridiculous. Okay, so you didn't like the Sud One show, Big Evil Bot?
And that's it. That's the whole plot. People bug me to make a video about this show. I fucking can't. I mean, it's—
That is not the whole plot. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god, I forgot how painful Lily's stupidity is. This pilot sets up so many things. It sets up so many plot threads, so many details about the world. It is very efficient and clever and well written in that way. And that's one of the reasons I liked it so much. So her next section is not enough plot to critique. How long was my episode discussion on this show? How long was it again? How long did we fucking talk about it? It was a while. How long did we talk about it, guys? We talked about it for 2 hours. There was a lot to cover. That's the same length we talked about 2 episodes of Has-Been Hotel. Alright, so before she starts this next infuriating section, I'm gonna let the supers through.
At Lisa Harter 8087 sent a super chat. I see you survived your goose encounter.
Yeah, Gooseworks took me out at the end of one stream. I got better.
1756 sent a super chat. She killed Phoenix.
I guess Phoenix is dead. I guess she threw her out a window.
John Williams sent a super chat. Lily needs more and say.
Oh yeah, she would. Yeah, well, she's upset that Andy and Frankie are just friends. It sounds like.
If Lily copyright strikes this by the end of the week next stream, I'll give you a 20.
It's a deal, Boop the Flute. But yeah, she's calling it a sexless gay marriage because, like, 2 women just can't live together and be friends. And I've pointed this out to people before. Even if Andy and Frankie were both attracted to women, they could still live together platonically as friends. That is possible. You know this, right? You understand?
Advocacy 3481 sent a super chat. She thinks Stevani is over-schmexualized. Why is anyone sh0ed?
Oh, it's true.
Advocacy 3481 sent a super chat. Did you just call Stupidium garbage?
What is Stupidium? What did I call garbage? Oh, sorry, was it the song? Sorry, I didn't like it.
Sent a super chat. When someone who has only seen Disney movies and played FNAF, getting a lot of Freddy the Mouse vibes from this.
I don't think she's ever played FNAF. All she knows about FNAF is spooky robots, so she's just using it as, like, some kind of insult because she's dumb.
Bylonic sent a super chat. She refuses to believe anime is popularly now.
Oh yeah, she'll say, Friends is more popular than your favorite anime. Lily, you might want to look up, like, the net worth of, like, Dragon Ball Z, or One Piece, or Bleach, or Inuyasha, or Attack on Titan, or a lot of things.
Advocacy 3481 sent a super chat. I miss the old FNAF.
I do too. I mean, I never played the games. I watched other people play them, but I follow the lore and stuff, and the lore is really dumb. But I still just kind of like hearing about it and listening to people talk about it and just kind of engaging with it that way. I mean, I still appreciate Scott Cawthon and his fucking hustle, man. Like, you go.
At Yuri the Chaos Lord sent a super chat. A robot? Must be F and AF.
This is the same woman who thinks fucking, Linkin Park is goth music, so, yeah.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Look, I may like Andy/Frankie, but of course Lily completely can't comprehend their actual relationship.
No, and like, I don't care, like, if people want to ship them, yeah, fine, whatever. People ship things, you know, that's normal, but I'm just saying, within the canon of the show, Dana Terrace has already kind of made it clear that the show is going to focus more on strong adult friendships, and she thinks those can carry a story just as well as any romance, which I think is true, and I think a lot of people kind of need that right now, that, yeah, you can just be surrounded by just friends in life as an adult, and that's okay, and you can support each other. I mean, any support system is a good one.
Paco601 sent a super chat. Lay your hands off of MGR, Lily.
And what is MGR now? I'm already forgetting what she said, because she just, like, blindsided me with it has no plot.
Thrillhouse3224 sent a super chat. I just had my wisdom teeth taken out. This video is more painful.
Oh, well, good luck with that. Enjoy your opioids while you have them.
At Cookie Alchemy 1756 sent a super chat. Sir Arthur Slander? Sir
I know,
Arthur
that
Slander?
robot is so cool. It's like steampunk almost. I love that thing.
Cookie Alchemy 1756 sent a super chat. Sir Arthur Slander? Sir Arthur Slander?
You're so mad you sent it twice! Thank you for your support.
At Pyro7693 sent a super chat. Lily. That was the most idiotic critique I have ever heard. You made no logical connections in your rant whatsoever. The audience is now dumber for hearing that. I award you 0 points. May God have mercy on you.
And we're only 3 minutes in, guys. We're only 3 minutes in, so hold on to your butts.
At Shockseed the Pinecone 6113 sent a super chat. Lily thinks Mr. Sunday Movies is a leftist critic.
I don't even know who that is, but...
At Strawberries8206 sent a super chat. Did she mention Olivia at all?
No. No, just a robot was being told by a
At Mr.
child.
Baby6969 sent a super chat. Sigh, you're gonna get the good weed from this stream.
No, I got the good weed yesterday, so I'm all set, guys. I'm all set to
sent a
fly.
super chat. No, we're not gonna just breeze by that. The fuck did Lily say about Linkin Park?
Oh, that was in her terrible Utena TTS parody. The one where I drew her as Nanami. So she had a whole thing saying that the Black Rose duelists were goth. And because they're goth, they all listen to Linkin Park. She understands musical genres about as well as she understands artistic genres, so, yeah.
At Silver-Haired Freak 25 sent a super chat. So the plot is of an amusement park android gaining self-awareness. Isn't that just Westworld?
I mean, it's not a new idea.
1677 sent a super chat. I mean, FNAF is literally just what if someone K-worded children at Chuck E. Cheese, so...
I mean, yeah, and Chuck E. Cheese
At
animatronics
Nerdy
are already
Moore sent a
terrifying.
super chat. Freddy represents the people who had positive memories of growing up with Disney. Which is not a bad thing. Lots of people connected deeply with classic Disney characters like Mulan.
Yeah, Frankie is, she is representative of how, like, you know, the feelings you feel toward characters or experiences, even if they were made for you by a corporation, are those feelings still valid? Are they still valuable to you, you know? And obviously she gets through her day with all her little robot friends and shit. Obviously, Frankie is very much into escapism, and maybe a little too much since her weird daydreams, which we don't really know what's up with those yet. We don't know if they're just daydreams or if she's actually seeing these things happen like hallucinations. We're not really sure yet. So Frankie could be like both escapism is a valid way to like just cope with life, and also, you can kind of go a little too far with it, maybe.
The adorable nerd sent a super chat. How much do I want to bet she has an issue with Frankie not being trans?
No, actually, she's the opposite, I think. She was
At
mad at the
Hurtworks
people
sent a super chat.
harassing Dana
Trying
Terrace.
to get an accurate take from a Lily review is like trying to read a book that got put through a weed thresher.
Basically, yeah.
Advocacy3481 sent a super chat. She's probably one of those PPL who think is white. God, Twitter is dumb.
You think Mr. Parker's white? Oh, yeah, that was...
Ed sent a super chat. Ever see Lily's video on the relationship in the Loud House? When a man writes a gay relationship hits stellar, when a woman does it, she reads the worst possible intentions. I can't with this person.
True! And her favorite gay relationships in animation seem to always be between children. So she likes two little girls being in a relationship written by a man the best over, you know, things written by adult women who are gay or bi. Oh, yeah. Very, very interesting, huh, Lily? Also, yes, also the parks are apparently canonically Korean in Knights of Guinevere. It's like a joke. It's obviously them having the last name Park because they run an amusement park. Seems a little on the nose until you remember that Park is actually a Korean surname. So it's kind of funny.
Libra Beauty 23 sent a super chat. Corporate C sucking for me but not for thee. Lork?
I know, she is like the biggest corporate fucking bootlicker. Especially when it comes to animation. She's like, oh, they always gotta keep these artists down and, you know, keep them from fucking things up. Oh, hello, Anthony. Of course you're here for this. But no, Anthony, Lily actually argues against the people who were harassing Dana Terrace for the crime of Frankie just being a woman with no other descriptors, just a woman.
At CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. Also my theory, she's doing the KP thing of you talk stuff about me BC you wanna be with me, don't ya?
Yeah,
Smirking
maybe
face emoji.
who learned
when
it from
critiques
who,
the way
I
you
wonder.
draw her.
Yeah, who learned it from who, though? Everyone wants that fuck me thing, because, yeah, fucking KP does it, too. Was that the last one? Oh, that was the last one. Okay, now, damn it, now we have to go back to the fucking video. Alright, so let's hear her talk about how there's apparently not enough plot to critique. This is... Okay, here we go.
Plot. People bug me to make a video about the show. I fucking can't. I mean, it's a modern 2020s animated show.
You're doing it right now, and you already missed it when it was algorithmically prudent for you to do it, Lily. So why did you even make this?
Can't. I mean, it's a modern 2020s animated show. It'll have as much story as an episode of a traditional episodic show in about 3 years. Most of the pilot is about building...
Are you... There is so much in this pilot. So her fucking attitude now is episodic shows have more plot in a single episode than an entire season of a serialized show. That's certainly an interesting take. What episode of Friends has as much plot as, like, season 2 of Sweet Tooth in one episode, Lily? What episode of fucking Full House or whatever the fuck else you watch has as much plot as, like, a season of Breaking Bad? Or are we only talking about animation? What Simpsons plot has more happening in it in one episode than a season of BoJack Horseman? Can you tell me that, Lily?
Story is an episode of a traditional episodic show in about 3 years. Most of the pilot is about building intrigue over creating a good 3-act narrative. It's the serialization pain train of all setup and no payoff. Most of it indeed.
I mean, it has a lot of setup and it has a very clear 3-act narrative. We're introduced to Guinevere and her plight. We're introduced to her knights and how they met. And then we're reintroduced to all of them when they come together in the 3rd act. That... I haven't seen season 3 of Sweet Tooth yet, but I have seen seasons 1 and 2. I still need to watch season 3. It's very good.
Indeed feels like Dana's poking me in the back of the head going, "Are you creeped out yet? Are you creeped out yet? Are you creeped out yet?"
I mean, if you're weak enough that those are freaky images to you, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you should stick to Paw Patrol and shit, Lily. I I don't know what to say.
It indeed feels like Dana's poking me in the back of the head going, "Are you creeped out yet? Are you creeped out yet? Are you creeped out yet?" I get that it's horror, and so it has to create dread through the unknown, except there isn't an
It's not horror, Lily. You can't just call anything with blood horror. She fucking said Dunmeshy was horror, too. Like, you don't understand genres.
No, and you gave away that there's an evil corpo before Cyberella even showed up. Cyberella? Wow, that's an obscure reference.
No, patting yourself on the back for making a shitty, obscure reference, but also... You're mad that they introduced the evil corporation right at the beginning? The thing that controls everything on the planet? And why everyone is here doing what they do? You're mad that they revealed that immediately? So, I thought you hate when shows draw out mysteries, Lily. So now, you're saying it's bad they told us right away that the entire planet is controlled by a single corporation that everybody works for? Because that's the setting? She would hate Blade Runner. Yeah, she would.
I could also describe the show's aesthetic as like Epic Mickey crossed with Kaima. It hangs on a lot of shots of a rundown...
Now you say Epic Mickey. Earlier you said this was FNAF meets Disney, which is just Epic Mickey. Lily!
Not Disneyland, that has at some point stripped away its own whimsy in the name of cutting costs. Like fast food joints that at some point tried to make themselves look like
No, Lily, you can't... And okay, that was so bad my program crashed. Thank you, Lily. I'm gonna bring the supers up for a second.
@JustTagGhostFantasy sent a super chat. Tragic. Worst person you know made a good point.
What good point? She didn't make a good point here at all.
Bylonic sent a super chat. Says a lot that Lily can't comprehend living with a woman that she isn't having nighttime activities with. Mr. DeBossBaby6969 sent a super chat. Here's some money so you don't have to watch Lorch.
Thank you. Yes, distract me from getting psychic damage, guys.
481 sent a super chat. FFS, it's a pilot, Lily, not a short film.
Yeah, but also it tells you everything it needs to.
Margin Lifestyle sent a super chat. Remember everyone. Lily thought and were the ones who wanted the wedding in Steven Universe and thinks Rebecca was lying about the pushback. And here she is talking about corporate bootlicking. Hypocrisy.
Yeah, I know. So I want to talk about this. So she thinks the park is run down. No, you fucking moron. The only shots we see of the actual park are here at the beginning. Before it's even opened. And when Frankie's looking up at it from down below. We haven't seen the inside of the park yet. We have not seen what the day-to-day of the park is like yet, Lily. That's not the park you're seeing. That's where the people who work for it live. There is a very clear class divide here. The park is this beautiful, perfect, expensive place. Andy and Frankie had to sneak into it as kids. The workers live down in the muck and the smog and the blue lung poisoning. They don't get to go to the park. We don't see its day-to-day operations this entire time. We see where the people who have no choice but to work for it live. She can't fucking pay attention to anything. This is their lives. They get all the trash that gets thrown off of it. And there's nowhere else to work or live on this entire planet. So none of them can do anything but work for the park.
Frankie!
But of course, Lily can't sympathize that this is about the blue-collar workers who make the fantasy happen for rich people. She can't grasp that concept, of course. What did we expect from her?
Jessel sent a super chat. Remember, Lily needs everything explained to her, including any interpretations she could have. Smile.
Exactly. So I'm just gonna let her finish this section on aesthetics, and maybe we'll have another super chat section. I don't know. I just don't even. She's like, God, like this is Lily at her most annoying. Where it isn't even funny. She's just frustrating.
that has at some point stripped away its own whimsy in the name of cutting costs. Like fast food joints that at some point tried to make themselves look like upscale cafes.
No, see, again, she doesn't understand that the park doesn't look like that, where the people who work for the park live does.
It just so happened to be cheaper to maintain. The entire park has a grimy, rundown look to it. The friendly, marketable exterior clearly—
They're not in the park, Lily! They're on the planet's surface where all the people live! How did you not understand this? This is not the inside of the park. They're nowhere near it. They're not even allowed up there. How did you miss this? It's a 23-minute fucking episode, Lily!
meaning more to the company than the park actually being enjoyable. Frankie seems to be the character Dana put a lot of herself into, a visionary whose ideas are completely ignored or squandered by the corpos at the top of the food chain, and who now has—
What? Frankie hasn't even had a chance to work for the corpos. And Andrea is, like, trying to sabotage that idea because she knows how shitty it is to work for them.
To begrudgingly slum it in the garbage heap with the lower classes, but nonetheless still looks up at that big tower with wide—
Fucking Andy is also slumming it with they're both lower class. Both of them are lower class, Lily. All the people we see in this pilot are lower class people who work for the park, who aren't even allowed to go there. Frankie works both as a scrap collector, and she works in one of the production plants that make the souvenirs.
Wide-eyed envy and longing, clinging to a dead, long-discarded relic of the idea of the park she's kept in her head since childhood. She literally finds her childhood nostalgia in its garbage. Anyway, Frankie's girlfriend, friend, sister, Frankie's roommate.
They're clearly just childhood friends, for fuck's sake. Of course you'd want them to be sisters and also want them to fuck, though, Lily. What else would we expect from you?
Mate Andy is actually working Frankie's dream job, and there's a cute little moment where she's trying to fix a horribly scuffed robot, and while she can't get it working, Frankie diagnoses the problem without even being able to see it, showing that she's a prodigious visionary being held back by the system. Ugh, finally, the fountainhead is gonna be—
No, it shows that she is on the same level of engineering as Andy. And then we see Andy, like, just kind of avoiding the idea of Frankie working as an engineer like she does. Because Andy doesn't want Frankie to be exposed to that kind of corporate culture, because it would probably crush her. So, like, how do you not— like, nobody's saying, oh, Frankie is a misunderstood visionary. It's to establish— this is character writing, Lily. This is character development. It's to establish that Andy and Frankie are both good engineers who understand how this shit works. But Andy is avoiding Frankie's idea of them working together as engineers because Andy doesn't want that for her, you know? Oh my god, and thank you, Billy Donuts. I need a donut right now.
In Kingdom Hearts 4. CD, are you really calling the show objectivist? No, I'm just playing around. I do that. Sadly, Andy doesn't have as much to her as Frank.
If we were playing around, it would be funny. So she's gonna talk about Andy and class reductionism now. Okay, maybe I'll let this section finish before I do supers again.
He does. The show spends far more time with Frankie, with Andy largely serving in a more supporting role. I'm sure once it's actually picked up and has new episodes, that might change.
What? We spend a whole shitload of time with Andy. Are you kidding me? She's like... I think she has more dialogue than Frankie.
But at the moment, I'm getting flashbacks to when the Owl House very slowly shifted protagonists as if nobody would notice. Andy's main vessel is to show that a sort of pseudo-classism is formed among the park employees, with Andy being a crownie because she works in the tower and has—
How is it pseudo-classism? It is— they're being classist against her, Lily. It's not pseudo, it is just classism.
a crownie because she works in the tower and has a high-tech bougie job, but as her living situation makes it very clear, the park has a sneering disregard for all of its employees and treats them all like shit. Have you ever met—
No shit, Lily! Look where they're living! They have no choice! They were born on this planet and can't leave, and there's no one else to work for. It is a planet-wide company town. Like, could it be more obvious from just the visual storytelling?
That socialist, you know, the one who keeps making up new micro-classes like petite bourgeois and trying to claim that service workers and entertainers aren't real working class compared to miners and factory workers and freely engages in the
I mean, that sounds like something you would say, Lily.
manufactured consent fallacy. You know, that asshole? That's what I get from people who shout crowny whenever Andy walks by like it's the new word for liberal. They can't go after the people running the place because they live in those towers, but the engineers and artists are close enough to them to project their ire and unhappiness onto because they just work in those towers. Like an impotent socialist whining about the libs so much they are indistinguishable from a conservative. Andy and
Lily, I don't think any of these people dying in the polluted slums of this corporation are socialists. I think they're all people just trying to survive in this bad situation as the lower class, the lower working class, something you would never understand because you've been on government benefits and a YouTuber your entire adult life. Anyway...
so much they are indistinguishable from a conservative. Andy and Frankie are very much not on the same page when it comes to the Guinevere android, and she doesn't have the same wide-eyed nostalgia for the park that Frankie does because she's seen how the sausage is made. And like a lot of the characters, she's more concerned with getting money for the sake of her own future rather than...
Well, and also, we're not sure they saw the same thing as kids. I have this theory. Let's bring up Distractotron again real quick. Ah, damn it, stop switching timestamps on me just because I hit my buttons. There we go. Here's where they meet the Gwenbot as kids.
Well, hello, little ones. I'm Princess Guinevere. What are your names?
Well, they're both shocked, but they might be shocked for different reasons. Because later, toward the end of the episode... Frankie once again sees the mangled Gwenbot as this ethereal Guinevere, and we know she sort of hallucinates, daydreams, maybe the park has an AR function, I don't know yet. But it happens again. Where this is how Frankie sees her.
Are you lost?
I mean, is she even actually talking to her, or is this her imagining it? I don't know. It's very hard to tell what is going on with Frankie, but the important part is toward the end here.
I'll sort this out for you.
Frankie! Frankie! Come on! We have...
So Andy quite frantically drags her away, and we can see that the robot still looks like a fucked up mangled wreck. So my theory is, when they were children, Frankie saw the beautiful ethereal princess in her mind, and Andy saw a very, very fucked up Gwenbot. So she doesn't quite have the same fond memories about it that Frankie does. That seems pretty evident to me. So anyway, and yes, Andy is just trying to make money and survive. None of them really have a choice, Lily. Sometimes people have to work to not be homeless and dying on the streets of Blue Lung.
Just made. And like a lot of the characters, she's more concerned with getting money for the sake of her own future rather than fighting back against the corporation that owns the planet. In particular, she wants enough money to get on a ship and leave. And funnily enough, that's where this feeling of dread begins. What exactly is Knights of Guinevere? It carries a lot of anti-capitalist language, but it still orients much of its emotional heart around the nostalgic, wide-eyed wonder of a Disney adult who is clearly in for some kind of rude awakening, which makes it clear that this is largely a big vent piece about Disney. You know, like Shrek.
Did you just try to compare it to Shrek? No, it's not a big vent piece about Disney. Clearly working at Disney inspired this. But there is so much more going on than just capitalism, bad. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot set up, and, like, now you're just speculating based on nothing, though. We don't know where they're gonna go with Frankie and Andy, who are obviously the two opposite sides of this whole is it okay to feel comforted by a character owned by a corporation. We don't know where they're going with either of them. You're just assuming, like, oh, Frankie's just gonna get a rude awakening and realize capitalism bad and all her toys suck and she's gonna throw them away. Like, I really doubt that's where it's going, Lily. But of course, that's the one singular thing you can think, because you're a midwit. Not even a midwit, I think you're like 60 IQ, honestly.
Really in for some kind of rude awakening, which makes it clear that this is largely a big vent piece about Disney. You know, like Shrek was. That in isolation is fine. Disney is a big corporation, and it doesn't need to be defended by randos like me. But it rubs me the wrong way, and I will fully confess it is for only one reason. There's an
Because you're a corporate cocksucker, Lily, that's why. Of course it rubs you the wrong way that a corporation that is terrible to artists is getting shat on. Well, yeah, it makes you feel uncomfortable. You, who is constantly saying how all of these creatives should have been held back by the corporations, and the corporations are what knows what's best. That's you, Lily. You are the corporate cocksucker you mentioned before, Lily. Anyway, time for some super chats.
At CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. I tried to send that last message, my theory about why she critiques the way you draw her, but for some godforsaken reason was not allowing me to send it. They are trying to silence me! !1!
I'm sorry about
11.
that. The word milfy might be blocked, I don't know.
9818 sent a super chat. Hi Sai, it's been 50 years since I've watched her stream. How art thou? And also wish me luck, I have 3 studio classes next semester lol.
Oof, good luck.
Simbered 3481 sent a super chat. Terrifier would put Lily in a coma.
I know, like what she considers horror is like baby shit.
Appleby123 sent a super chat. Reveal, what does she mean by that? What would she expect to be revealed? That Park Planet should be a twist.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, maybe it wasn't a twist, Lily. It's establishing the setting right there at the beginning. Wow.
Paco601 sent a super chat. Doom has blood and is a horror game, but you're the monster.
Anything that has blood or anything disturbing is horror to her.
Rabbit sent a super chat. My brain. Tax.
Yeah, I know. I forgot how brain melting Lily could be. We've been spoiled lately, guys.
At Dracothy Draconian sent a super chat. Just arrived. How bad has she misunderstood the show?
Pretty bad. She doesn't understand that the slums where the workers live isn't the park itself. She's like, ow, the park must be run down because of cost cutting. She doesn't understand we haven't actually seen the day-to-day operations inside the park at all in this entire fucking pilot. We see the park dormant before it's opened. We see Frankie looking up at the park at one point, but no, Lily, the slums on the surface of the planet where all the workers live is not the park itself. It's where all the blue-collar workers live in poverty because of this class divide, you fucking moron.
At Weak Freak sent a super chat. About the Are You Creeped Out Yet? Did Lily just admit she has voices living in her head? Does she actually hear them? Take your meds, Lily.
Take less Adderall, Lily.
Sent a super chat. Here's a better attempt at a description of the horror genre since it's my second least favorite genre, something that uses suspense and a top miso here with the attempt of scaring you. Isildur sent a super chat. The song you called trash is the fine print by the Stupendium. And it pisses me off that she used it because it's a far better song than she deserves to use.
Well, yeah, anything is far better than Lily deserves to use. Sorry, I just didn't like it. Just didn't fuck with it. I'm sorry, but yeah, the other thing about horror is too, people like it because it is a controlled way to feel certain things like fear and, you know, disgust, or even a little bit of a thrill from getting a fear response, you know, but in a safe, controlled environment.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. It's so weird that Lily seems to have the opposite take of literally everyone constantly. Like after her dunking on SU and Korra when it was popular, she now has to hate all the popular animation.
Yeah, she doesn't understand.
Brain sent a super chat. This video is surreal to hear Lily saying my name. And my sibling's name often in the same sentence, Gus of Andy and Dana Terrence.
Ah, no!
At Pyro7693 sent a super chat. You call this dark, Lily? Watch Batman Beyond. Then talk to us about Dark.
No, Batman, she wouldn't be able to handle Batman Beyond. She can't even handle, like, real
At
monsters, probably.
Sent a super chat. I saw you putting that glitch logo over Sparky there, Lily. You ain't slick. You're one of those people that think Glitch is forming a monopoly.
Oh, of course Lily would be like, I don't know about these indie creatives carving their own path through the studio system and independently making bank. They really should be working for a corporation like Disney. You know? Like, for fuck's sake.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. I'm convinced she uses bots. How can 10k people watch this kind of crap? Nonsense, take vid after vid and stick around when she's wrong about everything.
Now, don't forget, views does not equal watch time. The 9.5K means 9,000 people clicked on it. Doesn't mean they watched the whole thing. They probably clicked on it, it's like, oh, hey, a video about Knights of Guinevere, let's see what this is about. And they probably shut it off like 5 seconds in because it was really annoying.
At Draconian sent a super chat. Lily skips to the end and goes, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what she did with Dunmeshi. She basically watched the first episode, maybe the first 2, skipped to Phelan's resurrection, didn't talk about anything in between, and it was very obvious she wasn't paying attention or just didn't even watch the episodes at all.
At Stevens sent a super chat. Lily, everyone who knows Fran doesn't want her to directly work for the company.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Sparky, too.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. We have now entered the mandatory look at my politics. Praise my politics part of the Lily vid that has barely anything to do with the media.
Because she thinks that's how you
At Boop
critique
Athlete
media.
sent a super chat. Lily is such a fake leftist that it hurts.
I know, like, she's like, look, capitalism, corporations, I'm smart, you know, but I can't talk about the plot because there isn't one, because I wasn't paying attention, and I can't even understand that the slums I'm seeing aren't the actual amusement park.
At CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. OMG, she was able to grasp the most surface level interpretation possible. Scared face emoji. Let's rejoice everyone. Applause. Clapping hands emoji.
I know,
Clapping hands emoji. Clapping hands emoji.
She's special, she's special.
At Mr. DeBossBaby6969 send a super chat. Lily, you're proof that Reagan was right. Stop that.
I disavow, depending on what you meant by that.
West5301 sent a super chat. Lily has some of the most random/confusing political takes I've heard in a hot minute.
Yeah, but because she's just saying whatever she thinks is gonna make her sound smart, especially sound smart to the impressionable teenagers she wants to be part of her community.
At Sawesomeness sent a super chat. We shall all become communists now. Sigh, join us.
Okay, but only if I can be the leader of the communism, alright? Trust me.
Smooth Illustrated sent a super chat. Frankie is the Steven Universe childish empathy hero knight we need. Sparkles emoji.
I like Frankie. She's alright, but we'll have to see if her hallucinations are actually hallucinations.
1756 sent a super chat. Dear Princess Celestia, Disney.
Yeah, she needs a Dear Princess Celestia to tell her what the moral was.
At Dino Nuggy 212 sent a super chat. I have thought of Shrek as a counter-narrative of the typical fairy tale that were in a lot of Disney movies at the time.
I mean, Shrek was made by people who used to work for Disney.
At 9624 sent a super chat. I know I'll regret this, but come to the UK, Lily. I'll find a way to show you all the workers' villages we had. Some are still used today as housing. At all9454 sent a super chat. First time in a while I get to catch a stream live and it's Lorching.
I know, we haven't lorched in a while. It's a special day,
At
guys.
CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. While yes, both Shrek and Cog is criticizing Disney, they're criticizing different aspects of it. But OFC Lily would never get this kind of nuance. At 208 Get a Life sent a super chat. Cypher Queen of Communism 2042.
Yes!
Adrian Parchman sent a super chat. Lunch tax chicken noodle soup, turkey sandwich with cheese and pickle, apple, and juice.
That sounds very healthy. Congratulations. Alright, I guess we have to get back to the video now. God fucking damn it. Alright. We're on acrimonious Disney adults. And then she's gonna talk about, of course, she only did this to talk about the fandom whining at Dana Terrace, isn't she? In the exact same way she would probably whine at somebody on any other day.
Those like me. But it rubs me the wrong way, and I will fully confess it is for only one reason. There's an entire ocean of millennials and zoomers whose anti-capitalism begins and ends with Disney. Their objection to
Lily, that's you! Or not even. Like, your fucking pause is beginning to end with capitalism! Everybody clap!
Ends with Disney. Their objection to AI and censorship and stagnant art direction starts at Disney.
Dana Terrace literally worked for Disney and experienced a lot of bullshit from them, but this is also about more than just Disney. Like, what Disney movie is this actually referencing? When did they make a live-action, live-action fucking movie where, like, one of the Disney princesses was, like, Xena. I don't think that happened, Lily.
And it never moves beyond Disney. And anytime an animated movie comes out at the same time as a Disney film, well, out come the monkey bots farming outrage. This is very much a parasocial hatred dressed up.
So she is actually angry at Disney being insulted. Even though people have hated Disney for decades. And it's nothing new. And you're talking about a show made by at least one person who was directly working for Disney recently and had a bad experience. It's like, the corporation doesn't need defending, but I'm going to sit here kissing its ass this entire time. When are you going to talk about K-pop demon hunters, Lily? I want to body you again. And objectively, yes, all of these movies are better than the movies they're comparing to. Last Wish is way better than Turning Red. K-pop Demon Hunters is way better than Elio, and so is most things. And Spider-Verse is way better than fucking, goddamn, what was it even called? Lightyear? Do you even like these movies? You like Lightyear, Elio, and Turning Red? Do you just like garbage, Lily? So she's actually salty on Disney's behalf. You are the corporate cocksucker, Lily. That's all like, you have no place saying that phrase about anyone else.
Film, well, out come the monkey bots farming outrage. This is very much a parasocial hatred dressed up in socialist rhetoric. This isn't great because while...
How is it is it socialist rhetoric? Do any of these videos have anything to do with socialism? Or are they just comparing the quality of these videos, Lily? You're the idiot who thinks the only way to talk about socialism and politics is through the vector of fucking cartoons. That doesn't mean everybody else thinks that way. They might just be comparing the writing and animation quality. I don't know. I haven't seen any of these videos. But tell me, are any of these about socialism? I don't think they are. I am willing to take the bet that they're fucking not.
Dressed up in socialist rhetoric. This isn't great because while Disney is a hotbed of corporate fuckery, it's also the point of hyperfixation for right-wing nutcases who want to make it the effigy for all their made-up crap about sanitization and wokeness because Disney as a corporation is ever so slightly more liberal than others. And millennial and Gen Z anti-cap.
If you think Disney is liberal, you're fucking kidding yourself. Are you kidding me? Lily, they're corpos. They will say whatever they think is going to make them money. They don't actually care. Stop kissing the ass of corporations just because they go, look, we made white Skittles this year. We support the gays. Do I have to play the Brandon Rogers CEOs after Pride Month again? Maybe we'll play it after the video because we're getting through this faster than I expected.
Capitalists fall prey to right-wing psyops with all the predictability of a dodo bird approaching a predator. Just this most recent summer, we saw people trying to play this fucking game by comparing an overly bloated evil megacorporation to another overly bloated evil megacorporation.
Honestly, I don't think Sony Pictures is as evil as Disney has ever been. At least Sony Pictures didn't for a while own a whole municipality in fucking Florida that they really shouldn't have still had control of, and their fire department wasn't made up of just guys with SUVs and people died because of it. That was what happened when Disney owned Reedy Creek, by the way, and why they needed it taken away from them. So, compared to Sony Pictures, I don't think Disney is that bad. I mean, I think Disney is worse, rather. I don't think Sony Pictures is as bad as fucking Disney. And also, K-pop Demon Hunters was way better and was given no support by Sony. That's why they just gave it to Netflix. And then it made hotcakes. Because it was a good, new, fresh labor of love.
Comparing an overly bloated evil megacorporation to another overly bloated evil megacorporation.
And again, did the video you show on screen even talk about socialism and capitalism, or was it just comparing these two movies and how behind the fucking times Disney is? Maybe it was that. I don't know. I haven't watched the fucking video. You're just assuming it's about politics, because retards like you will only engage in politics through fucking cartoons. And that's why you're all so annoying.
I guess inhumane crunch is fine when it's a corporation you're not irrationally obsessed with. So the Disney
Where was the inhumane crunch in either of those movies, actually, Lily? You can't just say these things. You can't just assume there was crunch. I mean, even the crunch for Spider-Verse was never actually proven. It was just a couple of people who were like a couple of Aaron Frosts who didn't seem to realize that, you know, working on an animated movie is still work.
with. So the Disneyland motifs, coupled with all the class warfare shit, leaves a sour taste in my mouth, because it's one of those things that's going to soar merrily over people's heads as they laser focus all their ire onto one corporation with acrimonious lust. And that was where I left.
Acrimonious lust. Also, Lily, people like me and lots of people have been saying reducing this show down to just fuck Disney is really missing what it's doing. And you're just reducing it down to fuck Disney, and you couldn't even pay attention to, like, basic things. Like, again, you think these slums are in the park when they're not. It's where the workers live, Lily. The park itself would never let things look like this in front of customers. Are you nuts? That's what Disney is like, too. Disney has beautiful, perfect, completely clean facades for the customers. Where do the workers travel from place to place? Down these dark, dirty hallways? Hidden away from everything else. These people are hidden away from the customers who can't afford to go to the fucking park.
Really over people's heads as they laser focus all their ire onto one corporation with acrimonious lust. And that was where I left the script, with the understanding that there wasn't enough here to make a video out of. It's certainly done a double backflip off the ramp, but because of how modern TV is done, we're gonna have to wait like 3 to 5 years before seeing if it sticks the landing.
Okay, so this isn't modern TV, it's an indie project, for one thing. Like, do you not understand that? This is a completely indie project releasing on YouTube. And I'd say it had a pretty fucking strong opening. So why would you just assume? Like, I think acrimonious was on her word-a-day calendar or something, guys. I don't know. She does this a lot. She learns a phrase and then she overuses it and uses it poorly and wrong. So yeah, this isn't even a TV show, Lily. This is a completely independent production. Releasing only on the internet. So,
Her face plants into the snow and breaks its spine in 5 places. But then, in a moment of beautifully dark irony, this video was saved because fandom just had to do a fandom, and shortly after it came out, social media—
now I have something to bitch about and feel superior to other people about. Now I can make the video!
had a brief but noticeable explosion regarding Dana Terrace supposedly being transphobic. How it works is that while fielding questions, Dana was asked if Frankie and Andy were gay, and she said, no, but you could ship whatever you want. Then she was asked, is Frankie trans? And she just said, nah. And then for about 12 hours, Piss Baby subjected everyone around them to involuntary eye-based water sports until Dana woke up the next morning and clarified it. I myself received an anon on Tumblr, which I suspect was attempting to rope me into saying something that they could clip for drama purposes, trying—
well, you are engaging in this drama now, Lily. And this sounds like one of your fans, so this is the kind of crowd you have gathered around yourself and you hate it.
to weasel around the issue by softly accusing Terrace of shutting down people's headcanons after having trans characters in the Owl House.
That is
now,
what they're
first
saying.
of all, I've always hated this deeply entitled aspect of fandom, wherein people act like they're being censored or bullied when someone disagrees with them in public. Critical discourse getting shouted down with "let people enjoy things" or "the death of media literacy," heated enthusiastic discussions out of work being branded as fighting or discourse, and any statement from a creator that closes off a headcanon being branded—
You're the fucking idiot who's saying cartoon reviews are about socialism, Lily. You're part of this problem.
and it is shutting down headcanons. It's all a very deeply entitled, greedy, childish performance from people who simply don't like being disagreed with, and now they've gone from harassing critical voices in fandom to harassing creators. Terrace did not shut down anyone's headcanon. She was asked if Frankie was trans and said no. Regarding the fact that she's made trans characters before, who were those trans characters? Rain Whispers and Masha, two characters who could at best be described as secondary. Luce, Amity, Ida, that guy from the Digimon Reboot and King are decidedly not trans. Terrace has had, up to this point, never made a trans character in a leading role. In fact, let's not beat around the bush. None of the cartoons that are praised for being genderlicious and trans-inclusive have had a trans lead character. I would have been quite surprised if Terrace decided to make any of the 3 leading characters trans, because we can't even get the actual trans people to nut up and do that.
Yeah, Lily. Like you. Don't you absolutely refuse to have a trans main character? In fact, do you actually have any trans characters? I think Spectrum Dash, who was now Sage, was originally going to be, you know, back when you wrote him in Stockholm fucking his 2 mothers. But now you just have him as a femboy? So do you have any actual transgender characters at all? I mean, are the trans people not supposed to nut up and be the ones to do it, Lily? Well, come on, Chop Chop, lead the way. Everyone talks about your writing, right? Like, everybody was reading Avatar Neva. You're so influential, Lily, so come on, lead the way. You know, be the change you want to see in the world, Lily. I believe in you.
The idea that Terrace would decide to make a trans lead character when she, as a cis person, knows nothing about a trans experience, and therefore is largely—
Well, and you do, so where are your trans characters, Lily? Come on!
incapable of resonating with it is strange. How do you expect her to be inspired to make something she knows nothing about? People typically write from their own experiences, or based on what inspires them. Though they can value diversity, without that spark of inspiration, they can't—
Well, there you go, Lily. I mean, you know that experience in and out, so, you know, write what you know. I mean, every single character you've ever written has been a self-insert Mary Sue anyways, you're halfway there!
can't dig right into the weeds of those stories in a way a main character requires. Also, it's pretty fucking gross to look at the decidedly butch character and go, oh, she must be trans femme. Like, yes, I know trans women can be butch, but how many butch trans women have you actually met? Strangely enough,
I mean, it's a little more insulting that it's like, she's a tomboy, so she must be in some way trans. Either she wants to be a man, or she was a man, or she's gender fluid. Like, can a woman just not exist in a baseball cap with a rough and tumble attitude, opening fucking beer bottles with her eye socket? Can a woman not just do that? That's really more the problem. It's just kind of deeply sexist to look at a woman like Frankie and go, I don't know. There must be some way she either isn't a woman or didn't start out as a woman. There's gotta be some way she's just not, you know? And it just kind of sounds like you're taking really conservative attitudes and trying to pass them off as progressive. I'm just saying.
Knights of Guinevere is completely devoid of LGBT influence at all. The 2 lead characters who live together and have been together all their lives got decidedly gal-palled by word of God, though I'm convinced that that's because
I mean, they're decidedly gal-palled in just the way they act toward each other. People are allowed to be friends, Lily. 2 women can live together and be friends. And like I said earlier, even if both Andy and Frankie were attracted to women, they could still be platonic friends. You understand? Actually, you don't understand that, Lily, because you are the person who has always said that you don't know the difference between friendship and attraction, or horny for all of your friends, so maybe you wouldn't understand that, so maybe you shouldn't be fucking talking about it. I'm just saying.
And have been together all their lives got decidedly gal-palled by word of God, though I'm convinced that that's because Frankie is going to fuck the robot. No matter what else happens, remember where you heard this first.
It's kind of gross to say about a abuse victim. And I almost said Victoria. I don't know where that came from. The abuse Olivia has impacted on Gwen is fairly intimate, considering in the first scene, we see her dragging her by a long organ from a hole in her abdomen, right about where her uterus would be.
Thank you for the present, Papa.
Yeah, so let me just put that on the big screen real quick. Maybe it's, damn it! I keep forgetting the fucking timestamps change with my buttons now. I thought I remapped these all properly. Anyway, here we go.
You're here now. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you for the present, Papa.
So her guts are hanging out right where her uterus would be. And we heard Olivia cracking open her casing in the beginning, as she said she was fixing her. So tearing out her organs right where her uterus would be and leading her around by what looks like an umbilical cord, that's pretty intimate, pretty female-centric violence. So just saying, ow, Frankie's gonna fuck the robot is a little tone-deaf, I think. I'm gonna admit, I ship it a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna happen in the show at all, and it wouldn't make any sense. I mean, shipping doesn't always have to make sense, but I'm not expecting it or wanting it to happen. So it just seems a little fucking tone-deaf to say that about, like, a fucking abuse victim being rescued by the one person who was ever nice to her and actually fixed something on her, which is now gone. The finger Frankie fixed is gone, which makes me think Olivia tore it off, seeing someone had actually fixed Gwen, unlike her idea of fixing, which is just, tearing her apart. Yeah, so, yeah.
Frankie is going to fuck that robot. But nonetheless, while the pilot is completely barren in terms of LGBT characters, a lot of people seem to go in expecting otherwise, as if it was just a foregone conclusion. And from where I sit,
I agree that's dumb, but also you're showing Sparky on screen, who we absolutely saw reading a game magazine in his introduction. You see that? He's got a magazine called Business Ends on his face. It's covered in hot guys. I think Sparky might be gay, guys. Just a hint. Unless he was so bored he picked up any random magazine, which also would be funny. Either way.
the problem comes down to the fact that it's a glitch series. People have gotten it into their heads over the years that the only thing keeping their favorite LGBT cartoons from being even more LGBT is the studios. Anytime the execution of that LGBT rep was criticized, the inevitable
Is Glitch known for having LGBT content? I don't think so. I mean, I don't watch Murder Drones. I haven't watched Gaslight District yet. I've watched Digital Circus. Like, I know they have one other show. Well, I guess they're doing Lackadaisy now. But... yeah, so... basically, she's saying, oh, people automatically expect LGBT themes because it wouldn't be as censored. Yeah? Those people are stupid. So? You're barely talking about the actual show. Oh yeah, Zooble, sorry! Forgot about Zooble. I mean, it's not entirely, like, clear, and even Zooble seems a little unsure what's going on with them, but yeah. But yeah, I guess, got that, but, like, Zooble's worked into the plot so normally, like, you don't even think about it, you know? So, yeah, this sort of overt, we have to make everything gay or LGBT or whatever, like, doesn't really happen.
Criticized, the inevitable cognitive dissonance of the fandom would...
yeah, Lily's also ignoring that it's implied that Sparky wanted to sell Gwen to somebody who would turn her into a sex bot after she's been very intimately, violently violated. So, that's an interesting thing to say immediately, that everyone's gonna fuck the robot, Lily. That's cool.
Time the execution of that LGBT rep was criticized, the inevitable cognitive dissonance of the fandom would take hold. Anything positive is the creator, anything negative is the fault of the studio, a belief that is held despite it being proven completely false time and time again. Studios give a flat yes or no.
So she really just made this video because she wanted to bitch about the people talking about how they wanted LGBT representation, and were being really rude about it. That's the only reason she made this, huh? Yeah, it seems pretty clear now.
No, they wouldn't say yes to a gay secondary character, but no to a gay main character. That's not how they work. And they aren't that controlling or nuanced. Studios are afraid of getting ass blasted from rednecks who hate seeing...
corporations aren't that controlling. Leave Disney alone! What is this video, Lily?
or nuanced. Studios are afraid of getting asked to a gay secondary character, but time and time the creator, anything negative is the fault of the studio, a belief that is held despite it being proven completely false time and time again. Studios give a flat yes or no. They wouldn't say yes to a gay secondary character, but no to a gay main character. That's not how—
yes, they would! Are you stupid? Of course they would! Like, oh, you can have your gay, but they gotta be, like, the best friend, and they can't be in that many episodes. Lily! That's what happened with Dion and Braceface! They always kept him off to the side because they wouldn't make him a main character because he's gay. The show you praise is so progressive. She doesn't know how anything works. And no, studios don't give a flat yes or no.
Character, that's not how they work, and they aren't that controlling or nuanced.
Yeah, corporations aren't that controlling, guys. Corporations aren't that controlling. Is it time for... Here we go. Here. We need... Real things Disney said to Alex Hirsch. We need a... That's the bonus clip. But Disney S&P, Standards and Practices. We gotta play this whole video now. It's 4 minutes long. I don't care. We're playing the whole fucking thing. We're playing the whole fucking thing, and I'm putting it on the Distractotron, Lily. Lily says corporations are not that controlling. Real things. I am gonna put it on a little faster speed. But real things... Disney Standards and Practices said to Alex Hirsch while he was working for them. You know, Alex Hirsch, who Dana Terrace used to date, and they both used to work for Disney. So let's go.
The following are real emails from the Disney TV Standards and Practices Department. Monday, September 9th, 2011, page 31. Please revise poop face as it comes across as a replacement for shit face. Prior use of Mabel saying poop, poop, and butts in the episode Fight Fighters came across as more childlike and not as offensive.
I've never met a human on Earth of any age who would be offended by a cartoon saying the word poop face. Not changing it.
Page 492. It has come to our attention that hoo-ha is a slang term for vagina. Please revise.
It is a proper word meaning excitement or hullabaloo, and that is clearly its meaning here. The context is an owl-themed restaurant called Hoo-Ha's Jamboree. Not changing it.
Page 14. Please revise. Chub pup on t-shirt. Chub as a sexual connotation.
This is silly. It's an image of a fat dog. From the context, there's no reason to think chub means anything other than that.
We have ran this phrase up the line, and unfortunately, the concern surrounding it still remains. If you'd like to send me some alternate phrases, I can run those and let you know what becomes of it.
Alternate phrases. Chubby pup. Tub pup. Chubbity pup pup. I can't believe I have to do this.
Page 380. Please revise the action of Blubs putting his arm around Durland. As noted in previous concerns, their affectionate relationship should remain comical versus flirtatious.
Those are the two cops who are gay, by the way. Even as side characters. They're like, you can't have them flirting. It needs to be funny that they might be gay, not that they're actually gay.
Nope, they're buddies. Chill out.
The gesture is approved in this context. Page 50. Please replace cheese as the term is considered an abbreviation of Jesus. Page 26. Please revise Holy Christmas as it could be perceived as religious.
Which they have Seuss whose name is Jesus, which is the Spanish pronunciation of Jesus, but yeah, okay.
Page 6. Please revise Seuss's line about dressing as a giant teddy bear. It may call to mind the people who dress up as stuffed animals as a furry fetish.
Do I even have to respond to this?
Page 11. Please revise Wendy's response, aw crud dang, as crud has an inappropriate slang definition.
How is this my life?
Page 16. S&P is not okay with saying the word Lucifer. Please revise.
I see no reason to change this. The devil isn't real.
Please revise.
There's a cat named Lucifer and fucking Cinderella.
About such mentions of Lucifer, Satan, and or devil.
So what if we get a complaint? The current line, scrimshot from the tusks of Lucifer himself, is the kind of stuffy, non-political, old-timey purple prose like you'd see in Moby Dick. It's 100% less offensive to any religion than the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride hell scene in Disneyland. Our usage is patently defensible, and you could respond to a complaint like this. Sir or madam, we respect your religion, but this fanciful public domain language is used in a spooky, Halloween-like context and in no way represents a commentary on any belief system whatsoever. Please eat this Mickey-shaped cookie and enjoy this cute, classic, family-friendly Disney cartoon. Why should we be held hostage to any imaginary knee-jerk career complainer who could conceivably go out of their way to pretend to be offended by this?
We'll review in context. Page 32. The gag with the basketball player throwing the pet chimp through the basketball hoop will most likely be problematic. We would need to run the scene by our Disney animal consultant for acceptability, especially with any primate inclusions. Also, the monkey's name, Salacious Monk, is also problematic for S&P, as the salacious term is inappropriate. Please
Doing
revise.
Salacious Crumb now.
This is maybe the dumbest collection of notes I've ever received. Seriously, reread this entire paragraph out loud.
Please revise the text on Tambry's flyer. Bottles will be spun. This implies they are playing Spin the Bottle. We don't want to send the wrong message to our audience.
The message is, teenagers like kissing. How on earth is that the wrong message? And it's on a flyer, we don't even show it. You gotta be kidding me here.
S&P is still uncomfortable with this flyer, giving the impression that it is a make-out party.
What's a makeout party and where can I find one? Fine. We'll remove the line, bottles will be spun. Please replace with new line, not S&P approved.
Please omit not S&P approved on the party flyer.
I don't see what the problem with this is.
Not S&P approved has been approved by S&P.
So yeah, corporations aren't that controlling, guys. There's absolutely no completely ridiculous shit they put creators through. Absolutely none. They are completely chill, they just say yes or no, and creators just run rampant, doing whatever they want. They really need to be held back by these wise corporations that know better than they do. Right, Lily? Right, Lily? Right, Lily? You fucking bootlicker. Anyway, we're close to the end of the Lily video. I'm surprised. We might have to do something else for the rest of the stream. Anyway.
Studios are afraid of getting ass blasted from rednecks who hate seeing any LGBT character, no matter their role, and how willing they are to engage in it lives and dies on how much the government officials who are supposed to approve their mergers are currently bleating about DEI. I've been pointing this out for years. If they said yes at all, the only remaining bottleneck is the creator, and creators make characters who interest them first and foremost.
Here she goes. Here she goes. It's all the creator's fault. It's all the creators' fault. Corporations don't do anything wrong. Leave Disney alone. They're not even that controlling. And it's your fault, you creative, making these things that I could never make in my entire life. It's your fault. Yep. Good old corpo bootlicker Lily Orchard strikes again.
Luz and Frankie are any indication, Dana prefers making Futch or Butch girls the protagonists of her work. I wonder why that could possibly be. But because so much of
So you're trying to say that they're self-inserts now? Lily Queen self-insert?
But because so much of animation discourse is about redirecting any criticism of work, even minor criticism, away from the creator and onto a corporation, people weren't prepared for Terrace to make the exact same kind of show she'd made before, and with the exact same kind of character she'd made before, and the exact same kind of themes she'd made before.
How is this anything like fucking Owl House? And again, she's not the only creator. There are 2 other people who created this show. I should probably learn their fucking names. Knights of Guinevere. Let's go to, well, there's the website, but where, tell me who else created the fucking show. Created and written by Dana Terra, Zach Marcus, and John Bailey Owen. So you haven't mentioned the 2 other fucking people who created this show and wrote it. They all wrote it together, all 3 of them, right here, right here. So you're saying, ow! The main character is Futch, at least one of them is. Andy I wouldn't even call Butch or Futch, so why are you saying that? Just because she's, like, stressed out and not a beauty queen? He's like, obviously Dana Terrace is just making self-insert characters, even though 2 other people also conceived this and wrote it. But of course the other 2 people are men, of course. So she's gotta go after the woman, of course. She hates when women create things. We've seen this time and time again, Lily. And you always blame them for everything and defend the corporations. You're such a fucking ally to the lower class and to women, Lily.
Show she'd made before.
Futch is like soft butch. So like kind of butch, but it's basically tomboy, you know? Like, because Butch is like its whole own thing. Like,
and with the exact same kind of character she'd made before, and the exact same kind of themes she'd made before. I'm not someone who pulls her punches on harsh criticism.
Okay, wait. You said you thought there was no plot here, and now you're saying it has the exact same themes as what? Owl House? Elaborate? What the fuck? I haven't seen Hoot House, but what the fuck themes are in any way similar? It's not even the same genre.
But that criticism has to have merit to it, and there's a fundamental difference between sidelining minority characters in favor of the default and simply not having them in the first place. It's pretty-
Lily, you're talking about minority characters and you're showing fucking Andy on screen, who is clearly brown, How is she being sidelined as one of the two main
and simply
characters?
not having...
So we have Andy, who is brown. She appears to be Indian or something. At least she looks like to me. And then we have Frankie, who I guess is white. I'm not even sure. And she's more of a butch tomboyish woman, so also kind of a minority. And she seems to be neurodivergent in some way. Perhaps, or maybe she's just, maybe she just hallucinates and is crazy. We don't really know yet. So she's talking about minorities being sidelined while showing one of the two main characters who is brown, who she has barely talked about at all. And Sparky is gay, yes. So she, like, hasn't... Oh, Andy's Filipino! Okay, my bad. It's hard to tell with cartoon faces, you know? She's Filipino, that makes sense. So yeah, fucking Andy is Asian. She's fucking Asian. And you're talking about minority characters getting sidelined, and you've barely talked about her. You said Frankie was, like, the main character, and you barely talked about Andy, even though I'm pretty sure Andy has more dialogue than Frankie in this pilot. I would not be surprised if she does.
Them in the first place. It's pretty clear at this point what kind of show Dana wants to make. Fantasy horror about gender non-conforming women with a splash of anti-capitalism.
Can the women just be gender non-conforming without it having to be a theme? Can a gender non-conforming woman like fucking Frankie just exist and be a character? Like, we just exist in real life too, you know? Butch women, we just kind of exist. We don't need a reason to. Our life isn't a theme or a lesson. And how is Andy gender non-conforming? She seems pretty just normal. She's not, like, hyper-feminine, but who the fuck is in this environment? I don't think anybody working in the poor fucking working-class slums is going to be able to afford, like, Ulta and Gucci bags, Lily. You know? So I wouldn't exactly call Andy gender non-conforming. So, again, it's not about them being that. They're both just working-class people. It's about working-class people, Lily, who make fantasy for rich people. Lily was talking about minority characters being sidelined while showing Andy on screen after barely talking about her.
And there's a fundamental difference between sidelining minority characters in favor of the default and simply not having them in the first place.
How are either of these two women the default of what you would see as a normal female protagonist in media? Neither one of them fit the bill, really. They're both pretty offbeat for a protagonist, which they're supposed to be, because this is about working-class offbeat people, you know? Struggling to survive on a planet-wide company town. Oh yeah, and Frankie was voiced by Michaela Laws, also a Filipino! So, I mean, Frankie's kind of just, she could be just a mush of a lot of things, you know? Who the fuck knows? She's not necessarily white.
It's pretty clear at this point what kind of show Dana wants to make. Fantasy horror about gender non-conforming women with a splash of anti-capitalism, nonetheless completely immersed in childhood nostalgia in a way that vaguely resembles waterboarding. Both her big shows...
Oh, how does it resemble waterboarding? Like, yeah, the show is gonna have a lot of themes about nostalgia and what that means to people, Lily. Why is that a problem? You thinking these two conflicting themes, capitalism versus nostalgia, can't be explored together? Can't be pitted against each other constantly as the theme? It's also not fantasy, it's sci-fi. But, yeah, like, obviously, Andy and Frankie both represent the two opposite sides here. Andy is cynical. She sees it as just an evil corporation that ruins everything. Frankie, on the other hand, feels like they make magical experiences for people that they otherwise wouldn't be able to experience. They have two opposing viewpoints, and yet they're best friends. That's going to be interesting. That's what the show is probably going to explore, this dichotomy. And it's probably not going to give you a clear answer on one side or the other, because that's not why it's exploring these things. You know, you can critique two concepts and also show the positive sides of them at the same time, together, side by side, and just explore what does it mean, and leave the audience with that open question of what does it mean? That's art, Lily. Like, you just... Oh, God, I'm out of wind after that. Pretty good speech, actually. Yeah, I did good there.
Nostalgia in a way that vaguely resembles waterboarding. Both her big shows are about that, with Cog's only real hook being that it also functions as the animation equivalent of retweeting a 10-year-old call-out post like it was just posted that day. That's not to say that it's unreasonable.
What do you mean? What do you mean? This is one of the most exciting new animation projects on the indie scene, Lily. Fucking Glitch and Spindlehorse are single-handedly reviving 2D animation. Glitch and Spindlehorse are giving people in the West a chance to actually be animators. We have been outsourcing all animation done in America to Asia for decades. That's why most people who went to school for animation just end up being storyboarders and don't get to do the actual animation. The only shit actually animated here is usually like rigged stuff, like fucking BoJack or something. For all I know, maybe they outsourced that to Malaysia. I don't know. But even Japan and South Korea are now outsourcing to like China and Malaysia and possibly even North Korea, which is kind of insane to think about. So yes, for the first time in decades, outside of Disney or DreamWorks, animators in the West actually get to be fucking animators. They're bringing back 2D animation and showing that people do want it. Not everything has to be fucking 3D animation. You know, even 3D animation is now taking principles from 2D animation. Yes, there are rumors that some work for Invincible was discovered on servers in North Korea, and so no one's really sure what that means, but that would be fucking wild. That would be fucking wild. Anyway, so yeah, and Lily, the person, only dates artists so she can use them as a sweatshop. Yeah, exactly. So, like, this, like, she has no idea why this is exciting people. She's like, oh, people just like this because it's like they're animes, and it gives them Disney nostalgia, and it lets them say, fuck Disney, because they're just angry 12-year-olds, and she has no idea why this project is so exciting, and why it's like, there's just, it's the Wild West out there in entertainment right now. There's no fucking rules anymore. Anybody can make anything from anywhere, and actually get it out there to an audience. It's good. It's a good thing. This is exciting. And it's good that they don't need the fucking studio system or corporations to do it.
10-year-old call-out post like it was just posted that day. That's not to say that it's unreasonable to expect her to hold up to her ideals about diversity, but you have to remember that what's specifically...
Diversity, well, again, showing the brown character on screen. And a gender non-conforming butch woman. Yeah, there's totally no diversity here, guys. Neither one of them voiced by a white person.
Inspires and moves her is going to always take priority. That's how inspiration works. It'd be like expecting Rebecca Sugar not to fill her next project with enough...
Steven Universe budget! She can't help herself. She can't fucking help herself. She has to talk about Steven Universe and Rebecca Sugar when talking about animation. She can't help herself. She made it like 12 minutes, though.
That's how inspiration works. It'd be like expecting Rebecca Sugar not to fill her next project with enough anime references to violate the square cube law. One thing that does add a certain fuel to that...
And again, one thing you don't understand about Steven Universe's anime references is that every single one of them does not stand out if you don't know it's a reference. I don't know why she gets so angry at the anime references other than she didn't get them. So Lily can't not know something... So she has to, like, find a way to say why it's bad, because she didn't know it. She didn't know it, so it can't be good. Like, every single anime reference in Steven Universe, if you don't know it's a reference, you won't even notice it. Those are the good kind of references.
That fire is that Terra specifically went out of her way to say that people can ship whatever they want, but didn't say the same thing regarding trans headcanon. Well, it is important to point out, creators only ever say ship whatever you want because shipping fandom is a hotbed of harassment, bullying, and pedojacketing, and people seem to think word of God will calm it down. I have often watched creators
Or they don't care because shipping really, except for like a few crazy 15-year-olds, most people see it as just the fun thing it is.
Deliberately avoid stating the identity their characters very very obviously have, just because they don't want to risk some possessive asshole ruining their ability to find new audiences by harassing people over them. This doesn't work, of course. People swap between Word of God and Death of the Author based on whatever one agrees with them and will harass people regardless. Hell, we are looking—
Those are two very different things, Lily. Death of the Author and Word of God are two very different things that, you know... Word of God is just when an author clarifies something that is in the story but maybe is not completely overt. And Death of the Author is when you consider, does the author's intention really have much of an impact on what the work means? Those are two very different things, but of course you wouldn't understand the difference between them.
Between Word of God and Death of the Author based on whatever one agrees with them and will harass people regardless. Hell, we are looking at how a single wildly misread and overreacted to statement was turned into a big hotbed of psychoanalysis, claiming that the first Western animation showrunner to depict trans people with respect and dignity is actually a secret TERF, and even comparing her to J.K. Rowling. Are you fucking shitting me?
So now you're defending her?
After saying, yeah, but she just makes the same characters based on herself, and she's so uncreative, but if I can shit on other trans people, well...
Now, expecting fandom and fan culture to not be a hotbed of delusional infantile idiocy is like expecting the sun not to rise in the morning. But still, creators only have to talk like this because they know their fans are angry, hyper-aggressive morons. Here's a harsh truth.
So again, she really only made this video because she wanted to bitch about fandoms again. This is what I mean by none of Lily's videos are actually media analysis. They're all just her personal pet peeves over and 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 over again. I pedo jacket Lily. Lily put on that jacket all by herself when she wrote Stockholm. And wrote 10-year-old girls in sexual situations with their sisters and their adopted mothers. Yeah, so I'm just saying.
For creators both big and small, the fandom is often the worst part of this job. No creator actually enjoys having a fandom, and those who act like they want to foster a loving community don't actually want to do that. It's just good for business to do that because placating you is how they get their budget approved to make the art they want to make. The waitress is not actually flirting with you.
The fuck kind of ending was that? What does that mean? Lily, that doesn't mean anything. And yeah, she doesn't have to say that to get the budget from Glitch, Lily. The show is already made. This was animated like a year ago. The show is already made. She doesn't have to say, like, ship whatever you want to make sure she gets the budget for episode 2. You know why? How many hits does the goddamn pilot have? 14 million! 14 million hits at, like, a $4 CPM of 1,000 views. Can you imagine how much fucking money that made? 14 million. That's the budget for the next episode right fucking there. And here she says, anti-corporate cyberpunk dystopia series. What's not to love? I mean, yeah, that's her positive. Sad robot wants friends and to not have her organs used as a leash. Why didn't you talk more about the friendship in the video then? But also, she doesn't understand that the Gwenbot we see being tormented by Olivia in the beginning is the same Gwenbot that Andy and Frankie met and is the same Gwenbot Frankie found in the trash. It's all the same robot, Lily. It's all the same robot. You didn't somehow pick up on that.
Frankie's gotta fuck Gwen, calling it now. Andy might too. Sparky might 3.
First of all, Sparky's gay. Second of all, he is said to sell things to his weird, sick customers, and Frankie implied that he would have sold Gwen as a sex bot. Is that really the guy you want to say is going to sexually interact with the fucking abuse victim who's been exploited by everyone around her? That's a cool thing to say. That's a real cool thing to say, Lily. That's disgusting. Anyway, neutral.
Serialized, I think. Obviously. Any hype or cynicism is at best an educated guess based on recognizable patterns.
Temper your expectations, you say after speculating what you think the themes are gonna be. The negatives. Anti-corporate messaging could very easily be lost among the hyperfixated ire of acrimonious Disney adults. That sentence meant absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. That was nonsense. Yes, Lily is stupid. No matter how stupid you think Lily is, she's even dumber. My brain hurts. I forgot how painful Lily videos are after a while of not doing them. Holy shit. Like, no matter how dumb you think, she's even dumber. I don't know why I keep expecting her to be a reasonable adult on any level. It's incredible. Is there anything? Oh yeah, and then she made this fuck-ass chart, which is hard to follow. Anyway, so here's Lily's immediate diet, everyone. So according to her, functionally perfect shows are all in the should we put it on fucking Distractotron? No! I did it again. It happened again. No. Just happening again. Anyway, so according to her, functionally perfect are All in the Family, A Place Further Than the Universe, and Infinity Train. Interesting takes. I already told you A Place Further Than the Universe is fucking garbage that constantly emphasizes the girls are high school girls. I watched the whole goddamn thing to see if Lily could, like, even follow something she likes. I don't think I even end up watching her video on it. I was just, I was so tired. The show is so bad. Anyway, excellent is Star Trek Voyager, Dobson-ass take, Spy Family, and Avatar The Last Airbender. What? You bitch about it all the time. Good is, Jesus. Lily, another thing Lily does is she can't make a chart to save her life. All of her charts are super fucking confusing. Be good. Chernobyl, Digimon, and Hazbin Hotel. No idea why she likes Chernobyl. I don't think she's ever spoken about it. She just says she likes it. I guess she watched it and said, here's an adult show I can say I watched. Aha! Fine as Cheers. So, like, any sitcom you watched bored while you were a kid and just had the TV on, I guess. Utena's fine and Inside Job, which is an odd one. Terrible is Game of Thrones, which I doubt she's even watched. You're gonna say Game of Thrones' ending was bad and everyone knows it. I'm in love with The Villainous and Arcane. So these aren't even things she's reviewed. She's just randomly... Oh, I skipped the bad one, which is Steven Universe, Delicious in Dungeon, and Degrassi? I don't even know what the fuck that is. And then Harmful is South Park, some incest anime, and Hell, Honey, I'm Home, which I don't think even aired. These aren't even things she's reviewed in the past. Why is this here? Like, is this supposed to give people an idea of your scale? Then where does A- come in? You gave it an A-, but you're not showing any minuses or pluses here as your score. This makes no sense. Why is this here? Degrassi is a teen drama. Oh, of course. Of course she watches teen dramas. Anyway, I'm gonna put my music back on for a minute. While we do supers, and then we'll have to do a few other things, otherwise this will be a short stream. Usually Lily videos take a while, but, like, this was mostly just her excuse to bitch about fandoms again, and it was really dumb. Alright, time for supers.
At Bladed Fox 14 sent a super chat. I just got here, but I feel like I still need to mentally prepare for her takes.
Wow, what do you think now when everything is said and done?
At Val_Heart Attack sent a super chat. How looking at Lork brain rot. It's my little birthday treat.
Yeah,
Party popper emoji.
I mean, I suppose you don't have to go to 6 o'clock, but...
At Sawasomis sent a super chat. Leave Disney alone. Mars needs moms is the shit.
Yeah, her weird Disney defense
At Stevens
was...
sent a super chat. It's about the entire entertainment system, Lily.
Yeah, exactly. It's about entertainment in general, not just Disney.
At Replica_Rabbit sent a super chat. Lily said Charlie was the show called Princess. Disappointed face emoji.
The so-called Princess?
Nerd 9036 sent a super chat. Star Command is better than the lighter move.
I would imagine so, yeah. Well, I've heard that from a lot of people. They should just base it on
Cardian
that.
Joker sent a super chat. I grew up with the Disney sing-along VHSs and didn't really care much for the mouse even when they crossed over with Final Fantasy to make a highly overrated action RPG with a nonsense plot.
Do you think that's why she defends Disney? Because she likes Kingdom Hearts? Do you think that's why? Oh my god. That might be it, guys. That might be it. Holy shit. But I grew up during the Disney Renaissance. I saw Mermaid, and I saw all the princess movies, and fucking Aladdin and shit, but I don't have a lot of nostalgia for Disney. I've never liked Disney and Pixar that much, to be honest. Like, I'm a weirdo. My favorite, I shouldn't say this on stream, because Wokador is already after me still to watch The Incredibles, because I've never seen it, but my favorite Pixar movie is Ratatouille, of the Pixar movies I've seen. And, yeah, even, like, when I was a kid, I preferred a lot of the older Disney movies, like fucking Aristocats and fucking, not All Dogs Go to Heaven, what was it? Oliver and Company. The other dog movie with Billy Joel in it, singing as a dog, and Bette Midler.
Edits West 5301 sent a super chat. She is unironically doing the leave my multi-billion-dollar company alone meme.
Now it's all these female artists they keep letting have shows.
Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. I'm so smart. Socialism. Capitalism.
Yeah, it reminds you a bit of the Limis mouthwashing video.
Ironic sent a super chat. So anyway, Lily right-wing grifter aren't when?
Honestly, I feel like she would have gone in that direction years ago if she had the chance.
Majin Lifestyle sent a super chat. Disney is liberal. Lily, I don't think a liberal company would remove a trans storylines from a show due to the current political climate. Wise.
Disney has never been liberal. They just pay lip service to LGBT rights because it was popular. And now it's not popular anymore, and you can see them pulling back on all of it because they never fucking cared in the first place. You're an idiot if you think corporations care about social issues and are going to be your leaders in your social whatevers, your social politics and shit.
At CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. If Lily watched K-pop Demon Hunters, she would be so xenophobic about it. I hope she never touches it.
It is really funny when people are xenophobic about it because it's an American movie. That's what always makes me laugh when people are really racist at it for being Asian, and it's like, it's made in America, you know? But she can't watch K-pop Demon Hunters because it makes her tummy hurt, just like, Spider-Verse, which I'll laugh at a little bit, but I'll give Lily the benefit of the doubt, because I can't watch shit like Titan AE, even Spirit Stein of the Cimarron a little bit, because I can't stand 2D characters on blatantly 3D backgrounds. It actually makes me kind of physically ill. Kind of like, cell shading in video games, too. Makes me a little ill to look at. So I'll believe Lily that the Spider-Verse style Sony movies make her ill. I'll at least give her that, because I think that's possible, because something similar happens to me, you know? But so, we're saved from Lily doing K-pop Demon Hunters. If she does, I'm gonna beat her up.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Socialism. Capitalism. Bourgeois. And other big words Lily knows.
She also said petite bourgeois was made up by, like, American pseudo-socialists, which is just... no.
At Regulus Squagla sent a super chat. Can't stay for long, but this video is insane.
It is, but it wasn't as insane as some of her other ones. I didn't have to pause Andy as much.
At Bladed Fox 14 sent a super chat. Lily, see, I know these political phrases. I'm totally a normal adult and not at all a mentally stunted terminally person.
Yeah, and like how she, like, brought up a bunch of videos comparing Pixar and Disney's recent shitty movies to better movies by other companies. And she's like, oh, they're talking about socialism in these videos. Are they, though? I really doubt it. Are all three of those people talking about socialism, or is it just you, Lily? You're one of these fucking idiots who thinks the place to talk about politics is in fucking children's cartoons, which it is not. Sometimes people just talk about the animation process, or the themes, or how well the movie did, what worked in one movie, what didn't work in another movie, because people are actually interested in the craft of movie making. Amazing, amazing that can be a thing that you're actually interested in.
Kate Cast Reviews sent a super chat. Of course Disney is liberal. They've had their first gay character ever like 8 times.
I know, god damn damn it. I always make that joke, too.
Jam sent a super chat. You remember how Vivzy Pop took on extra staff so her usual staff wouldn't have to crunch? People forget that. Huh?
Sure, and Spindlehorse also pays animators above industry standard. But yeah, these two indie companies that are carving their own path by creatives for creators, fuck them. No, these creatives can't be out on their own. They have to be under the thumb of a big corporation like Disney, says Lily.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. She's using acrimonious a lot. New word of the day calendar. Lily?
Yeah. It's like when she kept calling things an open-air prison for no reason. For a while there.
At Val_heart attack sent a super chat. Okay, so if I understand correctly, she's saying stop comparing Disney slop with passion projects. It's all shit. Stop liking things.
Yeah.
At Lisa Harter 8087 sent a super chat. Lily's stupidity just made me stop drawing.
Me too. I mean, I got some shading done here at least, but holy shit. Yeah, maybe I didn't train enough before stream, guys, because I feel a little, like, fucked in the head right now.
At Cardian Joker sent a super chat. Lily does realize Disney criticism has existed ever since Walt and Co made Snow White, right?
Yeah, she doesn't realize that, no. Because the thing is, when when Lily and I were growing up, Disney was what made your childhood. Disney was the thing. They make magic for you. You can't question Disney. I mean, fucking, the copyright system has been fucked with twice because of Disney. One of the times they did it, they even called it the Save Mickey Mouse Bill. And that's why these corporations can hang on to IPs longer than they ever have been able to in the past. And why, like, copyright is, like, the creator's lifetime plus 70 years or some shit before it goes into public domain. Things used to go in public domain after 30 years. And that's what Disney built most of their catalog on. Public domain stories that they could adapt without having to pay a license. And now, because of Disney, none of their shit goes into public domain. I mean, the very fact that Steamboat Willie entered public domain is a sign that Disney is finally losing its influence. But talk to people in Florida. They haven't liked Disney for years. They don't like the parks. Talk to anybody in Florida. They call it the rats. But Disney almost went under in the 70s, actually. They almost went under as a company. They were not the big dream maker they were in the 90s. It was Mermaid that saved them. 1989, The Little Mermaid came out, and they almost fucked that one up, too. They wanted to cut Part of Your World. Luckily, the songwriters convinced them not to, because can you imagine Little Mermaid without Part of Your World? It would not be as good of a movie. So Mermaid changed everything and made Disney the powerhouse it is now. So the entire time Lily and I were growing up, Disney was just an automatic part of your life. We saw the commercials where you have to go get the VHS for Snow White now, or it's gonna be locked in the Disney vault. Oh, they're the magic makers. You go to, like, you promise your kids to go to Disney World. That's, like, the best place you could possibly go. I'm going to Disney World was, like, a phrase of celebration for a while. They were so ingrained in our cultural zeitgeist in the worst way. And honestly, the company seems to have gotten slowly corrupted ever since Walt died. The more I've learned about the history of Walt Disney as a company, the more I've come to respect Walt Disney the man, who unfortunately died prematurely, but he seemed to actually believe in what he was doing, at least. He wanted to make art. He was a creative. Now nobody in charge at Disney are creatives, just like Lily. Lily is a non-creative who loathes creatives but loves our output. At least as far as she can use it for herself. Howard Ashman was a genius. You were correct. Howard Ashman, I think, really fought for them to keep Part of Your World in there. So Disney is only for millennials and older Zoomers, really, has Disney been the magic company. I don't think younger people give as big a shit about Disney as we gave a shit about Disney back then. Because it was a guaranteed movie to bring your kids to. Aladdin, The Lion King... Fucking, what else came out in that time period of the Disney Renaissance? It was like Mermaid, Aladdin, what was another big princess movie? You guys had Frozen in the beginning of the end when Disney started doing bobblehead 3D projects and nothing else. Tarzan, I can't talk about Tarzan, guys. You know what happened the last time I talked about Tarzan. In fact, maybe we should play that for people who weren't there. I have a short for it. We're gonna talk about me now for the rest of the stream. Maybe we'll go on for like another hour. You guys know what happened the last time I talked about Tarzan, right? I got sent to Gorilla Heaven. Here we go.
You don't like Phil Collins? How?
I don't like Phil Collins. What can I say? Since when is Phil Collins popular with the youths? You know what happened? In my generation, he was lame. The fuck, the game just crashed on me. Guys, Phil Collins got me. Phil Collins heard me talking shit. I think we have a bit of a background glitch, guys. Oh, guys, I gotta be like this the entire time. This is super duper hard mode.
Henry 93 sent a $2 super chat.
Phil Collins, please, I'm sorry!
Is this the revenge of Phil Collins?
Guys, this is what happens when you talk shit about Phil Collins. He just fucks up your day psychically. Ow! Did you just shoot a child? I won't apologize. I will not give in to Big Phil Collins. Oh god, we're in heaven with the floating gorillas. Guys, what is happening? Guys, where are we? We're stuck in purgatory. Huh? We're going to great heaven. Goodbye. I don't know what I did. I pissed off Phil Collins and my game broke. Everything is completely broken. What do I do? It wouldn't have saved after that boss fight either. Where's the exit? Oh, please load properly this time, please. The game crashed. This is the second time it crashed after I insulted Phil Collins. It can't be a coincidence.
You don't like...
So that's the story of the Gorilla Valhalla line in the fucking April Fool's video. You guys should come to my game streams more often. This is the kind of shit that happens to me. So yes, this happened to me while I was getting footage for my April Fool's video. But I beat the boss with the whole fucking map missing. I did it. It's in. I might have unlisted the video. I'm not. Do I have it in any playlist? Oh, I unlisted a lot of my gaming streams to clean up my live recently, but you can find them still in playlists. But I'm not sure about the earlier Kingdom Hearts ones. Maybe I should relist those. But yeah, this is why you should come to my gaming streams. I'm gonna be starring Alan Wake 2 this weekend, I believe. Probably Friday or Saturday, because tomorrow we're doing the Has-Been thing. Anyway, more super chats.
At Pyro7693 sent a super chat. She defends Disney that effed over Dana. Defends CN that effed over Rebecca. And defended Hasbro who effed over Faust. Damn. You're not even good at pretending to be a liberal. At Nostalgic Nerd 9036 sent a super chat. Oh god, Lily going to hate Zootopia 2.
Oh, I mean, Zootopia 1 was fine, but...
Atena_brain sent a super chat. Lily just likes to complain about fandom. Again. Talk about the actual show instead of petty fandom gossip. God.
Well, she said there was no plot to talk about, but mostly because she couldn't even fucking follow it, like she can't follow anything. Because again, she didn't pick up on the Gwenbot being tortured by Olivia, and the Gwenbot that Andy and Frankie met, and the Gwenbot that Frankie dragged out of the, dump being the same robot. All of them are the same robot. It's all the same robot. She thinks that the park itself is the rundown area where the workers live, which, despite the fact we see the park floating high above them, and it looks pristine and clean up there, she thought the place where all the workers live is the park, because she's an idiot. And then she's like, well, I didn't pay attention, so there's no plot here to talk about.
At Tyler Preston 699 sent a super chat. Rain and Masha are not trans. They're non-binary.
I think some people count that as trans, but it's not my business.
The Mad Hair sent a super chat. Listen, I hate fandoms as much as the next person, but Lily, the call is coming inside the house. I'm starting to worry about her mental at this point.
Only now?
Winnie the 2 ND sent a super chat. Those two Owl House characters are non-binary, not trans.
I mean, I'm not gonna... It's not my lane, but you guys can argue that amongst yourselves.
Adrian Parchman sent a super chat. Dead End Paranormal Park, a Netflix show / comic, has a trans male come-on character BTW.
And weren't people complaining about that recently, even though it got canceled 3 years ago?
If you're a woman, you can only write about being a woman and nothing else, Lily.
Yeah, I mean... But she's saying, oh, they're self-inserts, though.
Callus Sora sent a super chat. You can't just drop information like that about Stockholm Raw like that. I wasn't prepared.
Well, hey, sorry, that's what's in Stockholm, and I'm not gonna stop talking about it, because Lily likes to go, well, transphobes just lie about it. It's actually about shooting pedophiles in the head, where that doesn't even fucking happen in your story, Lily. But don't forget, talking about Stockholm is good if you make a whole video on it, and read the whole thing, but if you just talk about excerpts of it and the content, that's bad, if it's me anyway, according to some people out there.
At CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. Wait, am I understanding it right? Is she saying that Frankie would never be trans? BC Dana would never make a main character trans? Am I going insane? At Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. She's really downplaying Rain's role here. They play a significant part in the rebellion as a spy, they're just not in the main trio.
So, supporting character, not even side character, supporting character. But yeah, but like, she's saying like, ow, Frankie wouldn't be trans because Dana wouldn't make the main character trans, so she considers Frankie the main character, not both Frankie and Andy the main characters, and then she was talking about people just ignoring diverse characters while she's blatantly ignoring Andy, the brown one. I'm just put it out there! I mean, again, we seem to follow Andy more than Frankie in that pilot. We're seeing things more from Andy's perspective than at Frankie's during that pilot a lot of the time, so...
At Benjamin Ramirez 7885 sent a super chat. Imagine empathizing with experiences outside of your own. Nah, if you don't live through something, you couldn't possibly understand the feeling.
Lily can't understand that.
At Cat Peasant 106 sent a super chat. Late to stream tax.
Hello, thank you for your tax. You owe it to me. No, I'm kidding, but thank you for your support.
Seaweed Fanatic sent a super chat. Hey Sai. I'm gonna watch this after work. Blue heart emoji.
Well, have fun. I mean, halfway through, we're not even talking about Lily anymore.
8206 sent a super chat. Also, Sparky is into men. It's on the magazine.
Yep, we were over that. Sparky is probably gay.
Sent a super chat. She's doing the same thing people flaming terrorists doing, blaming her for not making trans main characters like she's doing IT on purpose to spite them. At Master Clockwork 4436 sent a super chat. What is Lilia supposed to do? Not try to sleep her young female fans?
Yeah, well, she's married now, so...
At Cardian Joker sent a super chat. Shipping doesn't always make sense. That statement is so true that there is a literal Disney show based off of that. It's called Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
And I was also gonna say, yeah, shipping doesn't always make sense. It's like when you start shipping two characters as a joke, and then that ship takes over your AU that you're drawing. I don't know what that's like. Not at all.
At Pyro7693 sent a super chat. There was a lesbian kiss at the end of Meta Runner. But that's it.
Oh, okay, well that's glitch. I don't think I saw Meta Runner, so.
At Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Sounds she still refuses to believe SU was cancelled for its gay wedding. Can't blame corporations.
Nope.
So says Lily, the apparent anti-capitalist.
No, she in one of the videos I reacted to, she outright accused Rebecca Sugar of just lying about the company, saying, sure, have your gay wedding, but we're not picking you up for season 6. Which is absolutely what happened, but again, she doesn't know how production works. Because they found out during the production of season 4, I think. During the production of season 4, which season 5 would have already begun to be written. I found out during season 4 that they would not get picked up for a 6th season. Because again, animation takes a long time. As many people don't understand, including Lily. It's like she thinks every show is made in a week, just like fucking South Park. Which is funny that she put it on the harmful list when she thinks their weird production schedules how all animation works. But, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, the movie, the Steven Universe movie, which came out in 2019, was greenlit in 2015. Think about that. It was greenlit in 2015, meaning, yes, we will make this project. And then somewhere down the line, after Cartoon Network changed presidents, somebody there went, oh, hey, you're making a movie? Well, why don't you have a show to go along with your movie? Here's 20 episodes. And that became Future. And again, I can't imagine how frustrating that is after being forced to cut your story short, to just be handed 20 more episodes out of nowhere. And it's like, yeah, I probably would have burned the building down. Rebecca Sugar is a better person than me. I would have gone apeshit on everyone there. But, yeah.
Edcardian Joker sent a super chat. Insert Simpsons Think of the Children clip here.
Somebody please think of the children!
At Bladed Fox 14 sent a super chat. For someone who is totally left-leaning, she does take the side of the corporations and blames the creators.
Every single time, and we watched her do it again here in the video we just watched. So, I don't even think I have her video up anymore. We'll
Edcardian Joker sent a super chat. Could have been worse, Disney. Bill Cipher could have been named Lou Cipher instead, like in Riverdale.
Lou Cipher, yeah, real subtle, real fucking
John
subtle.
Williams sent a super chat. Superman's death was actually a decision made because higher-ups told them no, you can't have Lois and Sups marry because live-action show wants to do first. At Master Clockwork 4436 sent a super chat. Lily sounds like a pick-me.
Oh, Crispy would think so. Crispy's Tavern. You should go watch him too. He's in some Lily
At
tent.
Chipmanly1 sent a super chat. It's all the creators' fault. Lily and Sir Titus laugh here.
Yeah, and she hates creatives. She just hates people who can do things she can't.
Edcardian Joker sent a super chat. The Owl House. Dark fantasy in modern day. Knights of Guinevere. Cyberpunk dystopian future. Totally the same.
Again, Lily does not understand genres. Back to how she thought Linkin Park is goth music.
At Boopdathlute sent a super chat. Nah, sigh, it's totally the same as the Owl House. Trust me, bro.
Just trust me, bro. It was like 1/3 of the people who created it made the Owl House.
Super chat. Wow. Lily's victim blaming again? I'm shocked, baffled even. She's only ever done this in every situation she can, including in her own personal life.
Right.
At Stevens sent a super chat. Yes, because work overalls and tech engineer scrubs are totally gendered.
Yeah, I know. Everyone wears the uniform of where they work, too.
At Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Women really aren't allowed to just exist and look like ourselves without it somehow being a theme.
Yeah, it has to be a look, or we have to be gender something. We can't just exist, apparently.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Calling Frankie and Andy the default is crazy. By Western cartoon standards, their designs are so different than anything I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, for real. No mainstream corporation would have 2 female characters like them. They'd make them turn at least one of them into a guy, I'm sure.
Edcardian Joker sent a super chat. Lily does realize creators do tend to gravitate towards certain ideas and genres more often than not, tight? Like Stephen King or Charles Dickens.
Well, she defended Dana Terrace on the people attacking her by saying people should write what they know, and then she said Dana Terrace bad because she's writing gender non-conforming women like herself. So once again, Lily just contradicts herself in her own video.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Lily's rage about Tessie's references is funny given she worships Family Guy.
Yeah, right? You worship Family Guy, Lily. The show that, remember the time that, and they do whole, like, fucking internet memes as, like, just a joke in the episode. Like, we're referencing the thing! We're referencing the thing! Remember that Trollolo guy? We're referencing the thing! Like, oh, it's like, and it's so bad.
At CassieHosh1677 sent a super chat. Does Lily realize both Andy and Frankie wear their uniforms? Most likely all the time. They see they don't get to have a style of their own. They see their poor blue collars in a dystopian society. D-U-M-B-R.
Every single person in the pilot is wearing a uniform that tells you what their job is. That's why everyone instantly knows she's a crownie, because she's wearing the uniform of one of the park engineers. So everybody is wearing a uniform. Those are like the only clothes they have. Because again, this is a planet-wide company town and everybody works for the company.
At Sconsen Jam sent a super chat. This isn't Trello, Lily. Dana isn't going to add a ship in.
Oh, Raylo. I thought this said Halo for a second. I had to look at the
Sent
screen.
a super chat. Lily, kissing Disney's bottom won't help you get a job with them.
Would she even want one? Also, do you think she liked Raylo? Do you think she was into Raylo?
Advocuasimbered 3481 sent a super chat. Dude, I'd love to have a fandom TBH.
I mean, fandoms can... Yeah, I mean, the fandom itself is good, but then, of course, there's the people who don't like you for having a fandom, and it's a whole other thing. Then there's people who can just be kind of weird, but, you know.
At Hurtworks sent a super chat. So what's the quota, Lily? How many main characters need to be LGBT? What kind? How much screen time do they need? What do progressive creators need to do to keep performative pricks like you happy?
And why doesn't she need to do it?
V6Z sent a super chat. Lily's next vid is going to be in a nutshell on another anime she has been really into. Princess Tutu.
I mean, I like Princess Tutu, but the in a nutshell sounds like it's going to be another TTS parody, which the one we already watched was agonizing and went on for like half an hour. Like, a TTS should not be more than 5 minutes, and even that's pushing it. I'm on the wrong layer, god fucking damn it.
At 7951 sent a super chat. Lunch break super. Lily is too busy writing wikis about her own work and ignoring nom nom nammy allegations to pay attention to this show.
Yep.
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat. Fucking hate my conservative family RN. Because of the new mayor they're considering moving. If I decide to move to the city, they probably won't even allow me to like the tyrants there even if I'd.
New Yorkers moving out of New York? Unlikely.
8206 sent a super chat. Of course Lily doesn't understand that Dana Terrace responded professionally like a competent creator. Lily would have called someone a slur adjacent.
Yeah.
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat. Why do dumb conservatives want to move now after all of these years? Is it because of the dumb internet slop they've been watching in the debaters?
No, everyone says, I'm gonna move, and then they don't.
305 sent a super chat. That she only gave it an A at the end cause she didn't want the same backlash she got for Dunmeshi by giving Kage a low score.
Like, people can't listen to the rest of her
Assassin
words,
sent a
you know?
super chat. How can she put Arcane in terrible when she didn't even watch it?
Because she's Lily, and her wife likes it, so of course it instantly has to be shat all over by her, you know? Because anything her wife likes, she immediately has to, like, dig her claws in and say, yeah, that's bad, Michaela. That's bad and dumb, Michaela.
A Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Infinity Train deserves to be up there. It's wonderful. But there's no way Lily understands or respects it. In fact, I bet she only likes it cause a white boy character dies horribly in the end. At Week Freak sent a super chat. Cog isn't even on the list.
Yeah, I know. She gave it an A-, which, according to her chart, what does that even mean, then?
At Bladed Fox 14 sent a super chat. I've made better charts when I was a child.
Her charts are just a thing of mystery.
Hey, CD.
Sorry, I'm going back to her video real quick.
A Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. She didn't show MLP or Family Guy on the chart.
Yeah, true.
At Invoicing Emu sent a super chat. Never seen The Incredibles? Blasphemy.
I will eventually, okay? Wokadora keeps bugging me about it.
At Wokadora sent a super chat. Watch The Incredibles dog.
See? He's been on my ass! Anyway, so, an A- puts it somewhere between Avatar The Last Airbender and Cheers? No, wait, no, that's B. So, an A- puts Knights of Guinevere somewhere between Star Trek Voyager and Digimon. Yeah, this chart's really helping me out. And again, how come your favorite things like Family Guy and My Little Pony aren't on here, Lily? That doesn't make any sense. Right, let me click off of this so it doesn't change timestamps on me again. Here we go. Look at the thumbnail. Hooray.
Booped Athlete sent a super chat. Lily is such a saltine.
She is. She can't even praise something without just bitching the entire time.
At Hikaru9624 sent a super chat. I can tolerate 2D and 3D mixing if done well. Looking at you, Kirby, right back at ya.
Sometimes it can work. Like more modern times. It
123 sent a super chat. Socialism is when other movies are better than Disney.
I guess. She thinks everybody sees cartoons as politics.
At 8506 sent a super chat. I want Lily to watch Chainsaw Man.
No, you don't. Don't wish that upon yourself.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Disney had such a monopoly on our childhoods. I can still quote old Disney World VHS commercials. Goofy is huge. I know he's only this big on TV, but in real life he could beat out Dad.
Yeah, like, it is a little weird how much we let a corporation just be everyone's childhoods and be the magic makers and could do no wrong because they're the company of princesses and magic and hope and love, and that's what they're selling to us, made in Chinese sweatshops usually. So yeah, I mean, it's always been there, and it is a little weird that we let Disney just like be such a cultural thing that it actually impacts the laws of our country when you think about it. When Disney falls, which is probably going to be soon, I don't think they're going to last as a company, at least not in the same form, for much longer. Think about 50 years from now, how people are going to look back on how Disney dominated the 90s and the cultural zeitgeist of the 90s, and it's going to be like, why did anyone let this happen?
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat. Disney is neat until you note his 30s cartoons with the not gay-friendly jokes are what conservative dung like Mr. Burcham is now because he didn't really like the pansy craze back then and wanted it gone.
I mean, I can't really blame something from the 30s for being homophobic when homosexuality was literally illegal. Again, a lot of the time you have to appreciate that people are a product of their time period, and they could not have the foresight to know how our sensibilities would change by the 2020s, you know? So, you know, I don't like when people go back and look at old stuff like that and go, oh, this is verboten now, because I mean, look at something like, and you learn about this in college, if you study art or animation in college, look at Coal Black and the Seven Dwarves. Very, very, very racist by today's standards. However, it was made with good intentions to highlight a bunch of black jazz singers, so they were trying, but it's a product of its time, you know, so it's a little more complicated than that.
At Sconsan Jam sent a super chat. The Dragon Age 2 stream where the saddest moment happened and then Sebastian still showed up to talk to Pupper was hysterical.
Maybe that's another short I should go back and
At
make.
December 3481 sent a super chat. Wasn't Disney and a union?
Probably. Probably.
At LunaPixel_ sent a super chat. Hey Sai, not staying long, but here's the ace tax.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, just keep in mind, when I say I appreciate Disney the man more, I mean more of his artistic vision and how he wanted to run his company, not his very typical opinions for his time period.
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat. If they gave Sparky a chubby older man to be with, it would be the hottest gay couple in animation since Jeff and Jeff from The Ghost and Molly McGee.
Oh, the old man yowie fuckers are here, guys.
At LunaPixel_ sent a super chat. Also, Lily saying that Frankie, Andy, and Sparky are going to fuck Gwen, who is a trauma victim stand-in, is fucked up and horrible. Lily's Nosa ally.
Yeah, exactly. Poor abused robot, who we haven't even seen able to speak yet, really, who has been physically abused and violated her entire existence for at least, like, the last, 70 fucking years, or however the fuck old Olivia is. And your first thought is, everyone's gonna fuck her! Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Lily?
At Crass V6Z sent a super chat. Lily thinks the tastes of the Avatar creators and some of their sensibilities are because they worked on Family Guy, even though one was a director and the other was a fucking character designer. At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Feels like my brain bleeds when I listen to Lily.
Yeah, I'm getting that brain bleed feeling right now, too. Again, maybe I didn't prepare enough, but I forgot how painful Lily videos can be. Holy fucking shit. Hopefully she doesn't talk about anything I have interest in a while. Well, you gotta go back to making fun of Shad or somebody, man. Somebody who deals less psychic damage.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. Michaela made a crappy Arcane review.
Oh, I know. Actually, friend of the channel, Kaiser Shonen, talked about it, I believe. So let me bring him up real quick. He's also the one who discovered the video where Lily just outright admits to writing Stockholm. So that's your boy. See if I can just search for it real quick. There we go. There we go. I found it. So if you go to Kaiser Shonen's channel, he has a video on Michaela's video on Arcane. And who could have drawn that amazing sprite of his in the thumbnail? I wonder. So I think I made this whole thumbnail. And then later I made him a talk sprite you could use for anything. So yeah, go to Kaiser Shonen's channel if you want to watch somebody rant about Michaela getting Arcane wrong. So there you go. There you go. Alright. Let me take that back down for now.
At CrassV6Z sent a super chat. Lily's been trying to disassociate herself with MLP for a while now.
Yeah, probably because all the bronies have turned out to be insane, which, I mean, she is, but...
At S.T. 0PM0SS sent a super chat. She's media illiterate. She's stupid. She's out of touch.
She's Lily Orchard, yeah.
At Boopdafoots sent a super chat. The magical world of Disney, made with black bone, blood, and broken bones.
I mean, that's real life Disney too, isn't it? Basically.
At Mrs. Polly sent a super chat. I'd love to have a cringe fandom. The cringier the better. It would mean I made something and people love it enough to be a giant freak about it. I thought most creators thought that way to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, I mean, that is a very sweet sentiment. That is a very sweet sentiment. I mean, let's all be cringe together. I've gotten more and more like that. Like, you know, just let people like shit no matter what it is, as long as it doesn't impede their ability to live their fucking life. What do you care? What does it matter what somebody likes? Let people like things.
At CrassV6Z sent a super chat, but Disney was conservative back then. He probably legitimately hated the gays.
I mean, a lot of people hated the gays then and now. It hasn't really changed too much.
Some last name sent a super chat. Didn't John K like coal black?
Probably because she was like an underage girl being depicted as sexy is probably why John K like that.
Z sent a super chat. He was going to punch one of his star animators in the face for siding with the animator strike and then said he was joking. I would have punched back.
Who the fuck was that? Disney? Okay. Well, that's pretty shitty.
At Sketchy Wolf Grill 9564 sent a super chat. Hearing that last super chat woke up a sleeper demon about Disney commercials.
Gotta get it now. It's gonna be locked in the Disney vault, guys.
Score sent a super chat. Also, last one before class. But Lily saying that Gwen was gonna get passed around like a cigarette is also a fetish of hers by all accounts, so...
Good. I totally wanted to think about that. Yeah, I totally wanted to think about that. Was that our last super chat? Wonderful. Wonderful. Alright, probably will wrap up the stream soon. I didn't expect it to be this short, but, I wanted to... Earlier, I threatened to show a Brandon Rogers skit, which I think we really need to play again. I played it last time. I talked about Has Been Hotel, and we're gonna play it again. And we will be talking about Has Been Hotel tomorrow on a stream, probably at 5 p.m. like last time. Oh, here we go, here we go.
Bylonic sent a super chat. Well, this was fun to listen to while I dust and tidy up my room.
Yay!
Thank you for your sacrifice, Sigh.
You're welcome. My brain hurts. But anyway, so Lily, if you think corporations actually care about gay marriage, I'm going to play this Brandon Rogers video for you. Oh, do I? Hang on.
Hello, Gord.
I'm gonna make sure I don't have it on fast speed still. Okay, anyway. So Lily, this is a 100% accurate depiction of what corporations think about gay rights.
Hello, gorgeous. I'm Bryce Tank Thrust, business mogul, former president, and sex icon. Make it look tight. But just because I have standards doesn't mean I can't be an ally. That's why I'm introducing my Drag It You Pocket Collection. Slay with my makeup for men.
No mask.
Or try my man heels for tops and bottoms. Cause we can all each other a little closer to God. And I don't know what you do with these, but I know you people will.
That's a vacuum.
Yes, but what do they use it for?
I do think she's trying to change. Usually when she visits the neighborhood, she has the hazmat suit, but not today. She even shook my hand and said something sweet.
What time is it? I may not know much about gay rights, but this month I care about them. You can't spell homosexual without me. They keep adding letters, but I keep adding tolerance. My precious acronym! Do queers think this is some kind of puzzle for the rest of us? What's the LGBT, my cum-dumps?
I'm not actually gay. I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, well, you fooled me, and you're gonna fool her. If homosexuality is such a sin, then why did God make gay porn so fucking hot? The choice to be gay is the choice to slay.
You told the gays it doesn't get better.
I never heard those words, never said those words. Hold on, Donovan, I see a gay boy. It doesn't get better. Well, it did get better, because I got richer. You try putting a stopper in my poppers. For when you're ready for that promotion, but not for a stretch.
Oh, ma'am, it's midnight.
Why the fuck would I care if it's midnight?
Well, it's July 1st.
Get out. Get the fuck out! Get rid of all this gay shit!
I took my girlfriend for this job!
We'll get her back!
So, yeah. Yeah, that's about how corporations feel about gay rights. That's basically Disney right there. That's Disney every June right there. So yeah, I think that's a good place to stop on Brandon Rogers. It's a preview for tomorrow's stream. So tomorrow around 5 p.m. we will be talking about the new Has-Been Hotel episodes, because I've been doing episode discussion streams now. We did do one for Knights of Guinevere, if you want to hear my deeper thoughts on that. I don't know about cutting them down, because they're kind of more casual, rambly streams, but I am going to be chaptering them, or trying to at least. So, yeah, that might be a good place to end. Yeah, everybody give me your straight tax now.
1226 sent a super chat. Here's me straight tax. What I miss. Getting drunk and falling asleep in the tub does wild things to your sleep schedule.
All of our brains were healed by Brandon Rogers just now.
Cassie1677 sent a super chat. Have I told you that you're the reason I realized Brandon in the F off Janet? I'm not going to your effing baby shower guy.
And I didn't watch Brandon before Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, but I was always using this gif of a guy in an office shoving another guy out of the way saying, "Move, I'm gay!" And I didn't know that was Brandon, and I was using that for fucking years. So I'm one of those gay people who walks really fast. I don't know why that's a stereotype about us, but I am one of those. So yes, now we're all healed, all our brains have stopped bleeding because we got a good dose of Brandon Rogers humor. But yeah, so we will be talking about the Has-Been Hotel episodes tomorrow. I've already made the thumbnail. I found the perfect screenshot in the episodes to make the thumbnail with, so I will probably schedule that right after I finish this stream. So probably good to wrap up a little soon since we are streaming tomorrow. And I will be starting Alan Wake 2 this weekend because fuck you, spooky season is going into November, spooky season forever, fuck Thanksgiving, we will not let Christmas encroach upon our time. Anyway. That's the ticket. It wasn't that Control just took me a lot longer than I expected. So anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow then. And then this weekend, if you want to come to my gaming streams where I'm extra silly, I'll be playing Alan Wake 2 blind, and I'm a big fan of the series. So I've been playing through Alan Wake 1, American Nightmare, and Control, which are all in their own little Alan Wake-a-thon playlist if you want to catch up with those. So yeah, so either Friday or Saturday I'll start that. Tomorrow is the Has-Been stream, and I bid you all adieu. Goodbye.